Trying my hand at a live video. Ooh, Jesus. Here on YouTube. This is my first live video on YouTube, and I'm pretty excited. About to watch Alexis Davis and Liz Carmouche go at it. Pretty excited about this. Liz is a fantastic fighter. The last time not one of the last times, but one of the first times I saw her fight was one of my favorite fights, and it was actually watching her fight Ronda Rousey when she almost ripped Ronda Rousey's face off in a neck crank. It was actually really, really, really lovely. So we're going to be watching Liz Carmouche fight Alexis Davis. I think this is their second fight, actually, so this should be pretty fun to watch. I can't really show you guys too much because, you know, copyright infringement and all that business. So instead, you're going to see my reaction if you care to watch it. Don't know if you care to do and don't know if you care to don't. But if you do, we're going to be watching this together, UFC Fight Night. I'm pretty excited. Let me know what you guys think is going to happen with the main event. Brian Ortega and Cub Swanson should be a great fight. I got somebody in here watching, I think. I'm not sure. Again, this is my first time doing a live feed, and I will be doing many more on YouTube, especially my live reactions. Can't beat that. I'm a big fan of the fights, especially the ladies' fight. So we're just waiting till this starts, and yeah, we could talk about this bullshit that's going on. Talk about these badass bitches about to beat each other up. You guys, I have the comments enabled, so you guys can actually come in, comment, talk amongst each other, ask me some questions, I'll answer. And the Girls Corner is going to be live on Inked Magazine's platform starting after December 18th. Pretty excited about that. And we're about to start watching this brawl. I'm going to show you guys this much right now. Hold on. There we go. And I'm not going to show you too much, because if I show you too much, I'm going to get kicked off. So instead of doing that, I am going to talk about my live reactions. Again, I can't wait to see this rematch. I think Liz Carmouche is going to kick some ass tonight. She's one of my favorites. I'm super impressed with her in general every time I watch her fight. So I'd love to see her get back in there. I'd love to see her fight for title contention. Either one of these ladies would be great to fight for a title. But I would personally love to see Liz Carmouche in there. I'd like to see her. Oh, hey, what's up, Chris? Are you not doing a live one yourself? I'm kind of shocked you're on here right now commenting. Chris from the MMA Holes, one of my personal friends. Really awesome guy. Again, Chris, aren't you doing a live video tonight? Usually you're Mr. Live Reaction, and what's going on with that? Maybe I'll come on and join yours in a little bit. We could do a little crossover live reaction video. I don't even know. Could I even add you in this motherfucker? No, I don't know if it does that, like, what is that fucking thing? Facebook Live. The only benefit to that is you can split the screen and add people in. And it's kind of fun, actually. That aspect's really cool. But, guys, we have Chris from the MMA Holes that just joined. And if you guys are watching his channel, he's awesome. He's got such a great breakdown. Fight Buddies, I think it's called. And you're off tonight. Oh, shit. But Jesse is going live. All right. So you know what? That's pretty cool. You're here joining me. I like it. I actually did a bunch of live interviews today on Facebook. I did one for Sophie the Dog Sharp. She's a fantastic 11-year-old Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu practitioner. She's going to be a UFC champion one day. I can tell you that much right now. I've seen her roll with some really fantastic female fighters, and she is not afraid, and she gets in there. And for an 11-year-old kid, she's sponsored by more people than most fighters I'm friends with, which is really impressive. Again, you're talking about an 11-year-old kid that has more sponsors than most people that we know. She's sponsored by, like, Eat Clean Bro, Sick Cheek. I pronounce it wrong every time, but it's all right. She's sponsored by New Jersey Nutrition, True Grit, a whole bunch of other people. So that was a really fun interview. And I got to interview Jonathan Ruiz from Striking 101 today about our super seminar that we are co-promoting. I'm actually in the Girls Corner is going to be the head press circuit, so to speak. We're going to be hosting it. Chris, if you want to come down to that seminar, it's the third weekend in March. I'll hit you up with the information as to where it's going to be. It's going to be in New York. Dwayne Bang Ludwig is going to be one of the teachers in the seminar. We're also going to have Andy Sauer down. He's flying in from Holland. And we have a former UFC champion who's going to be doing some teaching in that too. And there will probably be some other UFC fighters. Definitely going to be some other UFC fighters. There might be another champion in the house just because of what's going on, which should be huge. Yeah, it's going to be like a whole thing where we're doing Inked Magazine's going to be involved. Spike TV's possibly going to be involved. We have a lot of players that are going to be involved in this really big game. Chris, I would love to have you come down and cover it and check out what's going to be going on. It's a 3-day seminar. Not only is it a seminar, it's an expo. It's one of the first MMA expos that's not ran by the UFC. And the tangibility of it is fantastic. You know, you can't beat being able to, learn from a professional fighter, like such as Dwayne Bang Ludwig and Andy Sauer. You can't put a price on that. And again, the tangibility of it is amazing. They're going to be, in your face right there. It's pretty incredible. And I'm really excited because we're about to watch Alexis Davis and Liz Carmouche go at it. And I'm pretty excited that I had a couple viewers. I don't know if I have anybody right now, but really excited that I had a couple before. And, very, very honored to have Chris from the MMA Holes hanging with me right now. Normally I would be on Facebook Live, but I figured I would try my hand at this whole, I got so much shit going on over here, on YouTube. So let's see what happens. Let's watch Liz Carmouche fuck shit up. Ex-Marine. She's a veteran. Anybody that knows me knows I have a special place in my heart for veterans. So, she's got my vote. And Liz is a pretty badass bitch. Let's show you what she looks like. Liz Carmouche is really badass. And again, if you saw her fight with Ronda Rousey, you saw Ronda Rousey's face get nearly ripped clean the fuck off of her head by Liz Carmouche in a devastatingly awesome neck crank taken by the back. Turned into a face crank. That bitch's face went in 2 different directions. And I'm so shocked that she was able to shake it off. But really excited to see what Liz is going to do tonight. I mean, that's not to say that Alexis Davis isn't a fantastic fighter. She is. I'm a big fan of her too. But just, I really want to see Liz take this one. Let's see what's going to happen. I'm pretty excited, guys. It's about to start. Things are about to go down. And, Frank Trigg is now refereeing. I think that's fantastic to go from fighting to reffing. And I've always been a Frank Trigg fan, so that's pretty cool if you ask me. And here we go, so to speak. Now, these 2 ladies went right in the middle, straight away, trading punches, trading strikes. Like, both going at it, not even hesitating, not feeling each other out. These ladies came out swinging. Right now, Alexis has got Liz pressed up against the cage. Fortunately for Liz, she's pretty great in the clinch, and she's not taking too much damage. She's actually inflicting some damage, taking some short shots to Alexis's face, beating up the body a little bit, a little smart, especially if she wants to wear her down. And wear Alexis out because, if anybody's practiced mixed martial arts or if anybody's sparred, that tying up in the clinch and, all that work right there against the cage is pretty tiring. It could wear out your arms, especially if you're the one working at it and trying to smother your opponent. And so Liz is doing a really good job taking some short shots and, beating up her body and, considering she's against the cage, she's doing pretty well. Alexis got some great tattoos too. Shit. I'll show this to you guys for a second before I get. I don't want to get booted for that, so I can't show you too much. What I can tell you is that is that if Alexis doesn't start doing some work, that Frank Drake is going to separate them, which I definitely would love to see them, you know, trade in the middle again, because that was a beautiful first couple exchanges going on right there. And, you know, it just looks like, you know, Alexis is trying to smother Liz, but Liz is, there we go. He's separating him. Liz happens to be... She has a great, great defense, and she's one girl that you don't want to get up against the cage because chances are you're not going to be able to finish her from there. And I was right. Now they're back in the middle of the cage, and oh, nice takedown from Liz CARMOUCHE. Actually, it was a leg trip, if anything. Beautiful. She's got side control. I should be a fucking UFC commentator. One day. One day, we can dream, ladies and gentlemen. We can dream. Oh, they're fighting at flyweight. I didn't even realize that until now. I thought that they did both bantamweights, which is awesome. I love that they opened up another division in the featherweights, and now that they have the flyweights, and I think that these ladies, it's going to do so good for them to be able to jump back and forth and go between weight classes, because, you know, at the end of the day, they're both... You know, Liz is not a tiny lady, and neither is Alexis, and I feel like 125 might be a nice area between, you know, because at 135, Liz looked a little small, but she's big. Now Liz has got Alexis pressed up against the cage, and she's going for her legs, possibly a double leg. I mean, she's definitely going for the takedown. And there she goes. She's got it. Let's see if she gets any ground to pound in here, and what she does from here would be really, really great. She's in control on the top. Although Alexis has got a really, really, really... Alexis has a great guard. And, you know, if you guys are watching, her legs are really, really up high. And if she can... she's very, very agile to be able to have your legs that, you know, that high up on Liz's neck. And if she can transition one of her legs, she may be able to even get her in a triangle. But, you know, she's got a really nice guard. And at the very least isn't suffering too much damage due to the fact that she's got such a high guard. And she's got Liz... you know, somewhat controlled, because Liz hasn't really been doing any damage from the top yet. But that doesn't mean, oh shit, I was pretty good at this shit, I have to say. She could potentially get her in an armbar from here, and it looks like she's about to. Alexis Davis has Liz CARMOUCHE, and it looks like an armbar. Yep. Yep. She's tied her up in an armbar. Liz has been in some really, really devastating positions before, so that doesn't mean that she's going to tap. But if she can hold on for a couple more seconds, you know, she's going to survive. There we go. And she's going to go right into round 2, which is great because, you know, this is a... Yeah, Alexis had a pretty fucking deep armbar going on there, and I really hope that there wasn't any damage done to Liz's arm so she can, you know, go on to the next round, you know, in full health. That was a great round right there for those ladies. Sorry, I was watching the fight and not really talking to you guys, but what a great first round for Liz CARMOUCHE and Alexis Davis. The ladies know how to bring it way more than the dudes. I don't care what anybody says. You see a chick fight and they're in there and they're fucking, it's emotion and we're battling it out, and it's harsh. I love it. I love it. Guys, thanks for watching. This is my first live reaction video on YouTube. I haven't done one of these ever. I haven't done a live stream on YouTube ever. So I'm really, really excited. This is my first one. Welcome to In the Girls Corner. Obviously, I'm a big fan of the ladies. So I don't know how I can see. Oh, that's how I see the messages. Oh, I figured it out. I can see messages. And what do I do? Oh, that's awesome. Now I can see what you guys are saying if you're saying. So if you guys have anything to say, you could say it in the questions and comments. I do answer. I will talk back. And if you troll me, just be prepared because I will troll you right back. I'm kind of mean like that. We shouldn't have to take that shit from trolls. Fuck that, right, Chris? Fuck that noise. Troll those trolls right back. Who's winning so far? I would have to give the edge to Liz. She's had the takedowns, and she's had a lot of control in them, even though Alexis did have her in a little bit of a compromising position with that arm bar. But that doesn't really, you know, she had her in a compromising position and wasn't able to finish it. So with that being said, I still think that Liz is winning. Oh, I think she slipped right there. I don't even think that was like a... Now they're on the ground. Alexis is on top. Liz is softening up with some shots from the bottom. Not surprised. Liz is actually really great. She's actually great in the guard. She fights fantastically off of her back. She's a smart fighter. She's been in, again, I could say it over and over, she's been in compromising positions before. Liz has been, she's no stranger to it. So look at my dog in the background, my skeleton dog. Who the fuck am I? Who has a skeleton dog in their video? Like, do you see his face? It's pretty fucking funny. I'm crazy. Yeah, this is a great scrap so far, I have to say. And I really don't think, even though Alexis got that takedown, she's not doing much with it. She's not, I mean, yeah, she's landing a couple shots, but it's not like she's even doing any kind of ground and pound. No elbows. Up there goes a little, she's not going to punch her too, but she's not doing much. Didn't even understand what that meant. I'm so sorry. Will what? Not sure. Video bombing. What up? You guys can video bomb and hang out whenever you want. Now we got some... Alexis dropping a couple elbows here. Inside control. But again, I don't really think that Liz is in any kind of danger. And she's been in danger before, so she won't be able to get out of it. But I could definitely say that there's not much work being done on the ground. You know, Alexis is doing enough that Frank isn't gonna go in there, and he's not gonna go in there to separate them at all. Oh, I don't watch Star Wars. I'm sorry, and thank you very much for the comment. I appreciate that. I'm a pretty woman, but I never. You're gonna hate me. I haven't watched a Star Wars, I think, like, ever. Just never really did it for me. You know, I'm more into MMA, although I know that MMA fighters and fans are really comic booky and nerdy, and we like that kind of shit. And you know what? I will give it a chance. I did watch the videos when I was a kid. I watched Star Wars 1 and whatever those little Ewok guys were and shit. So I kind of have an idea of what the old stuff was, but I don't know any of the new stuff. And you know what? For you, thinking of you, I will go out and watch that one. And actually, as a matter of fact, maybe I'll even, you know, take one for the team and, you know, do some research on their first ones. I know there was like episode 1 and Phantom Menace, I think. See, I know the names. I just don't know the names of the characters. So I do know a little bit about it, just not enough. And I probably should know more. Was anybody at the Comic-Con in Long Island this weekend? At the, where was that? At the Nassau Coliseum? You know, it's really crazy because as much as Alexis Davis has been controlling this round as she's had, you know, Liz Carmouche on her back the entire, I'd say, last 3 minutes of this round. But she's, you know, not, she hasn't really done any damage. Liz is still in it. She's still, you know, she's trading shots. She's kicking her in her back, softening her up. She looks like she's working for an arm, but that would be really tough to get her into a... Oh, shit, and Frank Triggs stands them up. I'm not upset about that, because I'll be honest, I've been saying it the whole time. I really didn't think that Alexis was doing any damage on the ground. I'm not a fan of super fights. I'll be completely honest with you, Lizette. I think they do have their place, super fights. I think that, you know, once in a while to have one is a beautiful thing. I think it's great. I think that if you're going to have a super fight here and there to get the fans involved that haven't been in a while, it's a fantastic idea. It's going to get ratings. People are going to watch it. But to have them all the time is really ridiculous considering the fact that rankings mean nothing in the UFC anymore. And it's really disheartening and saddening to any up-and-coming fighter that wants to fight in this organization that it's like, okay, Oh, great takedown. No matter, it is for the casuals. I love that. I call them filthy casuals sometimes. It's so fucking true. It's not even funny, Lizette. Shout out to Lizette Fuentes. I agree. I like you. I do miss it a lot. Who is winning and what round are they in? I would have to say... I would say it's a pretty close call right now, considering that Alexis Davis did have control on the ground almost the entire second round. However, she wasn't doing any damage whatsoever, and Liz Carmouche was able to get up and trade a couple shots at the end. So, and Liz did control most of the first round. So I would have to say it's it's pretty fucking even right now. But just on Liz's aggression and Alexis not doing much on the ground and Liz not taking any kind of damage, I would say Liz is winning it. Not by a large margin, but she's winning it. And back to you, Lizette. Yeah, I don't like super fights that much. I do like them. Again, they have their place, but in the sense that it just isn't fair to anybody that's worked their ass off and beaten the best of the best of the best to be able to get to where they are. Would I love to see Francis Ngannou? I hope I pronounced his name correctly. I would love to see him fight Brock Lesnar in a super fight, but after he goes and fights Stipe Miocic, which I think I would love to see Stipe win that. I think it's going to be a hell of a fight, and it's not going down to decision. Max Holloway, big fan. I'm a big fan of Max Holloway. Seriously big fan of him. I think he's going to do big things. I don't think he's going anywhere, anytime. And no, Brock Lesnar does not deserve to return. You are absolutely right. I don't think Brock Lesnar should be considered a mixed martial artist. At all. It is what it is absolutely right. They're gonna bring it back, if anything, for money and for numbers. You can't knock a promotion for wanting to make money. However, you can say that he's got no business in there. And why would Francis even want to fight him? What's the honor in fighting a fucking guy that's like constantly popping dirty? You know what I mean? You got, he's allowed to come back whenever he wants, but fuck John Jones, who's arguably one of the best fighters in the world. I mean, that's just, it disgusts me. It absolutely... Oh, shit. Liz Carmouche is taking it to Alexis Davis right now. She just laid some heavy hands, took her down, even though Liz has got her in a... It doesn't look like a threatening guillotine. Nope. There, Alexis had her in a guillotine. Liz is right out. Alexis has her arm controlled, but that was a great, great exchange. And I would say... Liz is going to win this fight without a question. Yeah, Gorilla is awesome. She's one of my favorite fighters of all times. I'm just going to really fast show you guys a little bit of what's going on before I get kicked off and, you know, for showing too much. Carmouche on top kicking ass. I know, it does. Sometimes she does look like Uriah Faber. It's hysterical. Yeah, no, Jones has fucked up enough, and he's the person that gets in his own worst way. It's actually really, really sad to see what's happened to him in his career. But my point is that, you know, there's certain people that get a little bit more favoritism, like Brock Lesnar, because he's such a moneymaker and a cash cow that he'll always be welcome back no matter what. So that's just my opinion on that. John Jones really needs to get his shit together because he just can't get out of his own way, and it's such a fucking shame. Unfortunately, I can't show the stream because that's why they kick people off of YouTube, and I don't want to have my rights taken away to my YouTube channel. This is my first time going live, and I don't want to fuck that up. So I'm not going to be able to show the fights, although, oh shit, Alexis has her in an armbar, at the same armbar as the first round, and oh man, Liz Carmouche is just slamming her on the ground and got out. Beautifully done. I really would have. I'm so sorry. I would have absolutely done it, but I don't want to get booted off of YouTube. I'll quickly show you a little bit. I know it's not a lot. It's a little bit. Connor is heading towards that path, and I'm not a fan of him. I'll be honest with you. Connor is going down a slippery slope, and from what I understand, he's trying to plan a fight with Pacquiao. And if that actually happens, and they let him fight Pacquiao in May, then he's a fucking April, then he's a fucking paper champ, just like I said. And hate me, and people can, you know, hate, comment all they want to, but if you can't defend a fucking UFC title on the two that you've had, keep it moving and go to boxing. We don't want you anyway. Defend or vacate vacate is right. I've had it. I can't take that shit anymore. I'm over Conor McGregor. Well over Conor McGregor. Built a bridge. Got over him. Fuck him. Over him. He's a paper champ. I don't think he's worth the paper that his fucking name is written on, to be honest with you. I don't think that he's anything special. I think that he's talented, but he ain't nothing fucking special. And, you know, he's no GSP. And George St. Pierre was the only fighter that was allowed to take 9-month hiatuses while he was champion, kicking ass and taking names for the many years that he did. So fuck Conor McGregor. And if you're watching Conor McGregor, fuck you. GSP is the GOAT. I agree with you, Lizette. You're awesome. GSP, and that's why I actually love GSP. Will you do the whole card? You're super. Oh, thank you. I can do the whole card, actually, if you guys want. I actually think that I would love to be a commentator on a fight one time, you know, sooner or later. I think that's one of my next steps besides doing all of this. And yeah, GSP did give up his belt because he's a martial artist. That's the difference. GSP is not just a fighter. He's a martial artist, and there's a thing called a martial way, and it's a respect for the sport, and it's a respect for your opponents. And for him to hold a belt hostage, this belt hostage that he just gave up, would have been absolutely ridiculous. So he did it. He did the right thing. He said, I'm not going to defend this title. I'm going to go back to welterweight. So he went and he vacated his title, which is what Conor McFucking-Nugget should be doing. McNugget's an asshole. He has no business having a UFC belt. It's just absolutely sad. I can't stand him. And thank you very much. I try. I've been watching mixed martial arts for a very long time. I did Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I was a kickboxer. I didn't get to compete, unfortunately. I took a series of injuries over a course of a couple of years. So instead of being upset about it and stamping my feet and crying, I started in the girls' corner where I do fighter interviews. I had interviewed Sophie the Dork Sharp, a 11-year-old, I think Liz won that, 11-year-old Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu practitioner from New Jersey. Fantastic chick. Invited her. I did a big interview with her on MMA World on Facebook earlier. I'm going to be interviewing Gerald Meerschaert. In the Girls' Corner is now going to be on Inc. Magazine, so you guys can find me on there. Starting after December 18th, it's actually pretty big. And it's never too late to start. I'm 39 years old. I started this a year and a half ago, and I've been to every single amateur promotion. I've been to almost every single professional promotion with a press pass, with the exception of the UFC, and I'm borderline done with them anyway, just because of this bullshit with no rankings. And you know, it's just it's a lot. It's annoying. Thank you very, very much. I take care of my skin. I don't drink. I don't do drugs. I quit 10 years ago this February. So that could be a big reason why I look like I'm so young. I really appreciate that. But yeah, I definitely don't. I'm not a fan of all the interim fights, the super fights. Again, once in a while, it's great. Like, I love Bellator for that reason. Bellator has, as I call them, old man fights. Bellator, their ratings mean for something. Their ratings absolutely count for something. They're about to say who won. I think Liz won, in my personal opinion. It was a really good fight, and it was a very close fight, in my personal opinion. And that's just my personal opinion. And I could say from knowing what the rules are, I have sat in on rules meetings. I have the rule books in my room. I have, like, how this shit is scored in my room. I have it in my head. So I could tell you, based on my factors, and if I was a judge sitting there, Liz Carmouche would have won it. Split decision, unanimous. Love it. I wouldn't want to be exactly saying the same thing. I wouldn't want to be the judge on this one. It's a great fight. I wouldn't say she won it by a margin, but it was a great fight. Let's see. Let's see. Split decision. Alexis Davis. I was actually wrong. I wouldn't have wanted to be the fucking judge on that card because they're going to be getting a lot of shit. I actually think Liz took that definitely, like I said, by split decision. It wasn't like it was yeah, Liz got robbed hardcore. I'm trying to be nice about it here, but you look at the big difference in their faces, and you know, Alexis's eye looks like it's about to explode. Liz looks fantastic. Oh, I'm not single. I'm married to the job, actually. I'm a smart lady. Trying to make my career come true. I'm not worried about boys right now. But that was a really great fight in general. Even though I wasn't Thrilled with the decision and the way it went. Liz Carmouche ain't going nowhere. She's fantastic. She's a wonderful fighter. She's a great person. Oh, what's going on right now? Alexis Davis won by split decision. Yep. You guys are hysterical. Split decision. Yeah, it is what it is. You win some, you lose some. You know, the beautiful thing is that, like I said, Liz Carmouche has been in the position of losing them before. So I don't think she's going anywhere after that. It is what it is. Alexis looks a disaster after that. Her orbital could be broken. I have this danger. You guys are awesome. I'm loving you guys on this feed. Thank you. I'm having a great time tonight with you wonderful people. I'm just updating my live results on MMA UK right now, so that's the only reason why I'm not looking at you guys. So just give me 1 second so I don't get yelled at for my other job that I do. I know Liz did need that win, but you want to know what? With all a lot of ladies have gone over to Invicta and Bellator, so you know what? If they decide to cut her, which I really don't think they will. Oh, Sage Northcutt's in the house. Looks like he's got his little brother with him. Yep. His whole family looks alike. His sister Colby's not with him, but Super Sage Northcutt's in the house. Definitely looked like his little brother right there. And that's the name of that fight right there, guys. That was a wonderful fight. I enjoyed watching it. I'm not going anywhere. I think we're going to keep this going for a while. What do you guys think? Take a vote. Do you guys want me to keep this going? Take a vote. Let me know. Let me know if you want me to keep it going, because I'll stay on here all fucking night. Oh, absolutely. I'm gonna my show's gonna be on Inked, so we're gonna have tons and tons and tons of merchandise. You will get a tee. Absolutely, I will send you a t-shirt. No problem. We're gonna have coffee mugs made. We're gonna have the show's good. This is just my house. This isn't the studio or anything. So we're gonna be in Inked Studios December 18th with my co-host Jennifer Dugwin, who is a Olympic boxer, now amateur MMA fighter, who will be turning pro very, very soon. She trains out of Henzo Gracie. She's fantastic. And my other co-host is Nicola Monaco, a comedian. And the reason why I picked my friend that's a comedian, because look at Joe Rogan. He was a comedian and the host of Fear Factor before he was a UFC commentator. And she happens to be knowledgeable, and she's learning, and she's willing to... of course I accept donations. I call them endorsements, if anything, more than anything. Because I like to, help my friends out after. If anybody ever helps me out, I like to kind of give back. So it's more of an endorsement, because I do a lot of shout outs and a lot of, promoting from within. And I would promote the shit out of you if you did that. So yeah, I absolutely would. And thank you. I appreciate that. But I definitely will have a lot of merchandise. I'll have a lot of stuff for you guys. And, which is going to be, okay, so that was 29, 28, 29, 28, 20, 29. That's a pretty close that is a really close decision. Like I said, holy cow. As close as nails, as close as razor blades as you can get. Holy cannoli. So, yeah, as much as I wanted to see Liz win, it happens. You win some, you lose some. Give me one more second. 28, and then 28, 29, and we're done with this score. So for those of you that don't know what In the Girls Corner is, In the Girls Corner was where MMA meets beauty and a little of everything else. And now In the Girls Corner is where MMA meets Inked and a little of everything else. Because we will be doing... I heard that, actually. I think that would be great for him, because he actually looks like him. I think that would be great for Sage Northcutt. But yeah, In the Girls Corner is it's gonna be aired on Inked magazines. That's a world-known publication. It's gonna be aired on all their platforms: Facebook Live, YouTube Live, whatever they, wherever it goes from there. So, if anybody actually, since I'm not sure who asked about the donations things, but if anybody would want to advertise, it would go right into the magazine as well, not just you know, in the show and on the handle and in the comments. But it's a great way to advertise, because if you know anything about social media is kind of the key right now. Advertising's lost on so many different avenues. You know, a lot of people, it's in your face, it's where you are. So, you know, you see it coming up in the videos and you see it on Facebook and whatnot. So we're doing advertising through in the Girls Corner on Inked Magazine. It's going to be huge. And I actually have a really great super seminar coming up in March. I'm co-promoting with Striking 101. Dwayne Bang Ludwig's going to be teaching again, along with Andy Sauer, and we have quite a few super surprises of guests that will be there. Inked Magazine will have a absolutely huge booth there, obviously within the Girls Corner and myself, and we will have Ink Master's very own, and he is an MMA fighter, Mark Matthews, will be there in the house too. Steadfast Brand's going to be advertising in the house, so you know, you guys can come to the seminar, come to the expo and check them out, buy some awesome merchandise. You know, and if you guys want to advertise, if anybody's out there, you can obviously email me at inthegirlscorner@gmail.com. And I can message you our press kit and all sorts of shit so that you guys can kind of see what's going on and what we have going on. And, you know, because it's not just like this. I have so many events coming up and, you know, fights for, you know, a bunch of amateur organizations. Well, not a bunch. I actually really only work with Aggressive Combat Championship. That's the only amateur organization that I currently work with. You know, you work with the best when you are the best, and they use the USMTA, which is the best sanctioning body around. So I, you know, really don't like to go to promotions, especially amateur ones that don't use them. Is Jason Mayhem Miller actually crazy, or does he put on a show? I think Jason Mayhem Miller is a bit nutty. I definitely think he's a little bit crazy, and in a good way. I don't think it's a bad crazy. I don't think it's an act. Just like I don't think Chris the Crippler Lieben's craziness is an act. I think he's really a nut job, but in a great way. I mean, you kind of got to be a little, crazy to get in there and to, you know, want to be punched in the face and punch people in the face, you know. Yeah, it's so true. You know what I mean? You got to be a little nutty to like getting punched in the face. And, you know, I was a kickboxer and I enjoyed getting punched in the face immensely, although it didn't happen much. You know, for when it did, it was like, oh, I feel alive, you know. But you have to be a little crazy to like getting punched in the face. And I can honestly say, from one nut to another, yeah, he's definitely not wrapped too tight. And look, guys, we got Brian Ortega and Cub Swanson in the house. What? Our main event for the evening. Pretty excited. Are you guys excited or what? Our next fight coming up on the main card is Albert Morales and Benito Lopez. Should be a really great fight. Oh, God. Mayhem is absolutely hysterical. I'm rooting for Swanson. I would love to see Swanson win that, to be honest with you. Who's Friends VHS tape? Oh! The Friends VHS tape actually isn't a VHS tape. It's, and where is it? How did you see that? It's not. It's actually one of the, like, 4 episode DVDs over there. I had that back, I guess, I don't know, probably my dad might have gotten to me for Christmas or something. I don't know what season that is. If you want, I'll actually get up and look to see what season that is. I want Swanson to win. I've been a big fan of Swanson for a very long time. Hold on. I'm going to literally go and look. Don't go anywhere and see what season that is. Hold on. The first season, as a matter of fact. And if you are a Friends fan, the first season's one of the best seasons. That whole fucking show is great. I think I watch the reruns every single day. I am such a fan of Friends. I always have been, and I always will be. And I don't know who my favorite is. I think Joey and Phoebe, because they're just so nutty and so, like, I don't know. I like them. They're probably my favorite. They're the most comical ones. Oh, but I really like Monica and Chandler together. Let me go put this back. Hold on. But yeah, Friends, Season 1, the complete DVD. addition. Swanson is one of the best in the business. He absolutely is. He's a fantastic mixed martial artist, and I would really love to see him take a title shot. Absolutely. Yeah. This is going to be a great fight. The whole night was great. Did anybody catch my friend Marab Davishvili? I really butcher his name every time. And he's from Russia. It's a really tough name to pronounce. I don't know if anybody caught him earlier. He didn't win. It was his debut fight for the UFC. He didn't win, but you know what? Honestly, anybody that gets in the UFC at that young of an age and after having just fought... Every single American friend watch Friends, but it's so true. Because Friends was one of the best shows ever. It really, really was. And you're very welcome. I'll get up and check. I don't care. It takes me 2 seconds to walk right over to my little DVD stand or whatever the fuck you want to call it, TV stand. But Friends, I have watched legitimately every episode. I don't think there's one that I've ever missed. Not at all. And while we're waiting for this card to start, the main card, it hasn't even started yet, so we're just kind of chilling out, hanging out in my living room. You guys get to see a, you know, little bird's eye view into my life and what I got going on over here. And I'm losing that shit. Oh, there we go. Not losing everything. Yeah, I have some crazy shit. I got a dog over there. Not a real dog. I got a skeleton dog. My world is Halloween every day. I'm a Halloween freak. So I kind of like keeping it scary. I feel like he wards off the evil. No, I'm really not being totally serious. Only half serious. But yeah, that's my homeboy over there. He wards the evil off. He keeps it out. You gotta have a skeleton dog in your house, or you're just not fucking cool, or at least not as cool as me. Thank you. I like him too. This isn't on a pay-per-view, actually. I am grateful, but this isn't on a pay-per-view tonight. You can watch this. It's on Fox Sports 1. I don't know what country you're in. If you want to write what country you're in, you could go on, actually, on Facebook, if you have Facebook, on MMA UK. And they have the live results article that I'm actually updating while I'm talking to you beautiful people, which is pretty funny. That I'm talking to you guys, watching the fights, live updating this for... restrictional bullshit. That sucks. That definitely sucks. But fortunately, it's not a pay-per-view tonight. Jesus is in the house. I can't believe I just saw that comment. I can't believe. Dude, whoever you are, the Jesus, that was possibly one of the best comments I've ever had anybody make, and I actually want to like post that on Facebook. That was awesome. I cannot believe it's true, there aren't enough MMA channels. I agree with you 420%. There should be more, or at least some more cool chicks talking about MMA, because not enough of us do. Yo, the Jesus I have. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Actually, as a matter of fact, I'm a very spiritual person. You can look around my house and see I got hompses all over the place, and crosses and beautiful spiritual traditions all over this house, crystals everywhere. But yeah, fighting is one of the best. Oh, fight chicks are awesome. We are awesome. Thank you. And again, there are not enough fight chicks. Too swift. Where's the weed at? I don't know. You tell me. I just always make that quote. I got it from, actually from stole it from Modern Family. She said something about her brother Lucas. She goes, I'm just going to say this and walk away. 420%. And Phil goes, she's really bad at math. Hysterical. But guys, we're about to watch Albert Morales fight, and I didn't get to catch his name because Benito Lopez. This should be a banger of a fight. Bantamweight. Bantamweight fights for me are always a lot more fun. Actually, I kind of like watching the lower weight classes for the guys. You know, they fly around a little bit more easily, and they're kind of really agile. They're a lot of fun to watch. They're super quick usually. This guy is from Team Garbrandt, which means he's probably going to be pretty talented. That was a nice flying knee on the Ultimate Fighter. Yeah, this should be a really, 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 really good fight if you ask me. I can't wait for them to get it started and stop talking shit about it. I can't stand when they do that. Talk, talk, talk like I am. Heavyweight. It is like watching two walruses. Oh my gosh. You know who actually is one of my favorites to watch? Stefan the Skyscraper Struve. He's a lot of fun to watch. He's like bigger than the cage. I forget who I watched him fight where he was like, they were like practically like leaning on the cage like for support because they were so tired by the third or fourth round. I mean, you got to think about it. It's tiring. Stefan Struve is still fighting. Absolutely. He fought, I forget who it was. It was a couple, maybe 2 months ago. I can't remember the guy's name. He fought another, maybe it was a Russian guy. They were both huge, so tall. I actually called them, I called it the giant fight for that reason. I thought it was really funny. And it was pretty cool. What's my opinion of Francis Ngannou? He's a beast. Like, he's a beast. He's a scary motherfucker. He's a badass dude. He's got some heavy hands. He's talented. He, you know, he took, nearly took Alistair Overeem's head off. Do I think that he's going to beat Stipe? I think he can. I definitely think he has the ability. I think he's got the knockout power. I think he's got the skill set. I don't know. I'm actually really nervous about that fight because I really am a big fan of Stipe, and I was really excited when he won in the first place. So I've never been more nervous than I was for Ronda Rousey fighting Holly Holm. I was literally like, I didn't even know if I could watch it. I was watching it like, you know, like I was watching a scary movie or something through my fingers. I just didn't want to see her lose, and I knew she was gonna because I knew she was fighting too emotional from the beginning, and you know, the over-emotionalness is gonna make you fight in somebody else's fight when you're not fighting your own. Do I think if Nate Diaz leaves MMA would it be a good idea? Is he leaving to be a boxer, or should he leave to be a boxer? Because I know that he's been turning down fights in the UFC left and right for multiple reasons. He wants the payday to fight Conor McGregor. I don't blame him. Conor McGregor is the one that looks like he's running away to be a boxer. He I mean, there's more money in it, but you know what? Like, honestly, I don't blame him for not wanting to close out that trilogy. I really don't, and I think when that happens, he's gonna win. Well, you know what? I'm not shocked. He's got good hands. He's boxed in the past. I'm pretty sure his brother actually boxed professionally in the past, but he's got great cardio. He's super talented. Actually, Nate Diaz, both the Diaz brothers probably have some of the best cardio in mixed martial arts. So, I got the Joe Rogan, and thank you very much. I actually take that as a really big compliment. I'm a big fan of Joe Rogan. I actually joked around earlier that the next time the UFC comes to New York, I'm going to go and stalk him out at, where does he plays at, I do have hair, he doesn't, and he cannot have mine, it's mine. But Joe Rogan actually is a really phenomenal pool player, and he plays out at Amsterdam and Manhattan quite a few times, every time he's here in New York for UFC. So next time, he really is great. Next time he's in New York, I'm going to stalk him out in Amsterdam, and I'm going to go up there, and I'm going to play him in pool, I'm going to break him. I would school him on a pool table myself. I have to tell you, I would break him. I would take his money, and I would take his pride. I would take that W, and I put it in my pocket along with his money, and I go home. No more for you, Mr. Rogan. No, I would take his money and sit there and have some laughs with him. Did you really? The Jesus, I can't believe I'm calling you that. Where are you from? And did you play ever for APA when you were an amateur? Playing, you know, obviously more amateur than you did. I played in Vegas twice, so I definitely I see your hustle. I like it. I like it a lot. Pool Junkie's one of my favorite movies. They do triathlons. Yeah, I saw that comment. They absolutely do. They've done them for a very, very, very long time, which makes them really crazy forces to be reckoned with. That they're just so athletic in so many different ways. DC, the small time leagues, hustled up and down. Yeah, I played for BCA. I played for the APA. Hustled a little bit, like around New York, nowhere crazy. I didn't travel or anything like that, you know. But I did play a lot of pool. I actually have a couple cues in my room. I have a cue that my grandfather handed down to me from, he won it from somebody he played in the Korean War. So I have that in my room. It's one of those 3-piecers, and it's got carvings in it. It's actually really beautiful. No, I don't have a Sneaky Pete. I have 2 Vikings. No, I had 3 Vikings, and I lost 2 of them at a bar somewhere. I must have been drunk, or maybe one of my, you know, somebody stole them from me. I don't fucking know. But actually, in my room right now, currently, I have a Viking cue. It's beautiful. It's got a naked lady with long blonde hair with leopard print tattoos on her side, and really nice flowers going up it. That's actually one of my favorite pool cues. I won that. I played a guy in a, I hustled him. He knew it, and he didn't have the money. So he wrote me a note, and he was a friend of mine. I knew him, and he wrote me a note saying he would be back to the pool the next day to buy me, to take me shopping or whatever, buy me a cue. And he actually did. He came up, and he took me to, where the fuck did we go? What's that place in Huntington? I can't. Brunswick's had actually a little store in Huntington in New York, and we went over there, and he bought me this great Viking. The cool thing about going into a pool store is you can go in and you could try the cues, and you go in and, you know, you could actually play on the tables, which was a lot of fun. There was a great store in Manhattan back in the day called Minnesota Fats. Cool name, right? That store was 2 floors of a gaming store. It was amazing. I got my first 2 pool cues. My first Vikings I ever got were from there. And they let me play on the tables for a good hour playing with them till I picked the ones that I want. I also have a Lucchese in my room. Pretty sure they're from Italy. My Lucchese is a quick release. It's about 2 turns and it's off, which is really great when you're playing in a tournament or you're playing for money. You want to break your cue and go grab another one real quick, or even break your cue and put a different top on it. You know, 2 turns versus cranking your stick over and over again. 10 turns is really quite annoying. The fight just started. But yeah, you know, maybe next time I'll even actually bring my cues on. I can even actually play pool on here one time and go live for you guys. I'm pretty good, even though I got, you know, with the injuries that I sustained in an accident. I luckily can walk and, you know, talk, but my arms are pretty shot. But and I can't fight, but fortunately I can still shoot the stick. I'm pretty good at it. These guys got some great ink work. I love tattoos. I love tattoos, and I love that I'm making that a big part of in the girls' corner on Inked. It's gonna be huge. I'd love to, bro. I'd love to, Jesus. That would be pretty fucking awesome. I'm gonna follow you as soon as you know, the fights are over and I cut my live feed later on. I'm definitely gonna go on your stream and follow you, and we'll definitely connect, because that's pretty cool that you're a pool player. I like that. I like that. You have my blessing. Yo, guys, if you're watching this, this is insane. Morales has him in, like, he's definitely not in any kind of danger of getting submitted, I don't think. But Morales has Lopez in a pretty weird position of a guillotine. I mean, I'd be shocked if, well, no, it looks pretty deep now. But Lopez is throwing some elbows from the bottom, only to Morales' thigh, and that's really not going to do much of anything. Maybe, you know, maybe soften him up a bit, but it's not gonna take any damage to his thigh. But it doesn't look like he has enough leverage to even pull the choke off and submit. Nope, and he doesn't. Morales is out. Landed a lot of punches on the way out, while Lopez throws a flying knee while taking quite a few hits. That was pretty cool. Yeah, that's a problem. A lot of them don't. Which he had him in a really good position if he could have adjusted his body a little bit and his arms. He really could have done something with that guillotine. But now Morales is about to take Lopez's back standing up. It looks like he's gonna try to. He's got one leg, so we'll see if he can soften him up like he's trying to. Punch him a couple, you know, maybe land a couple good shots, send him to the rib. There he goes. I was actually really, I did really well with grappling. That was kind of my thing. And I sparred with my friend Perry, and he would not like, he said, he's like, I don't like getting on the ground with you, you scare me. I'm a scary chick. I'm a very lengthy chick. So, oh, by the way, shout out to Savage for Men Clothing. This is their line, Savage Girl. Kind of dig it. They hooked me up with this dope sweatshirt. Oh, sorry, I didn't see you ask me that. Oh, I like judo too. I actually went to the New York Open a couple last year. It was great. The most attractive male fighter. Well, that's just really hard to pick. 'Cause, are you talking about in the UFC, Bellator, all around? Because and are we talking active fighters or in general of all time? UFC only, active or all time? In general. Give me a second, because this is, you got, no, just give me a second. You got a lot of guys, and there's a lot of talent. A lot of talent in that pool right there. Most attractive. Oof. That's such a problem for me right there. You know what? I'm a big fan of GSP. I wouldn't say he's the most attractive. Who do I really... you know what? And looking wise, although he talks crazy, I'm actually... I think Nick Diaz is a really good looking dude. He's a pretty good looking dude. Not too bad. Actually, oh, you know who I have a big... I'll be completely honest. I have such a crush on, such an MMA crush on Dustin Poirier. Dustin Poirier is a thing of beauty. He's beautiful to look at. He's just, yum. Shaved head or not, he is a beautiful man. I love him. See, girls are just as bad as guys. I ain't gonna fucking lie and sit here and be like, I don't like any MMA fighters. The fuck I do. I got a big crush on Dustin Poirier. Big crush. I don't even know if I would be able to interview him. I might be sitting there like, oh, blah, blah, blah. You know. I'm not a fan of Conor McGregor. In general, I don't really like his shit attitude. I'm a really big person on attitudes and, you know, how people carry themselves and how they conduct themselves, and I'm not a big fan of Conor, so that kind of overrides you know, he's a good looking dude, but his attitude just, you know, completely puts him right in the shitter. If you ask me, it's just my personal opinion. He does have great confidence, and confidence is sexy, but not when you have a crappy attitude. It doesn't count for a can of beans in my eyes. Just my personal opinion. This is going to be a really great second round if you guys are watching. Watch a little bit of the first. So that was a little bit of the first round. It was pretty intense. It was actually really back and forth, considering, you know, Lopez had high control at one point on the ground, and then Morales took control on his feet and then almost took him to the ground. It looked like he was about to take his back. So obviously both these guys are pretty good with grappling, and I'm excited to see what they do from here. See, this is more fun than watching some guy sitting there going, he's trying to, you know, possibly, he's going for something. Get out of here. You got Morales and Lopez right in the center of the octagon right now, feeling each other out in the second round, trading little shots, nothing crazy. Lopez threw a nice kick. Front kick, it looked like, actually. But I'd like to see them really kind of, it's like they're hesitant almost, just a teeny bit. Thank you very much. I try to be informed. I watch a lot. Again, I do. I also am very good friends with a lot of old school mixed martial artists. Tom Kilkenny's a very good friend of mine. Eugene Perez is a very good friend of mine. I actually speak to Dan Miragliotta a lot. Big Dan Miragliotta, UFC ref. He's a really great guy. Kevin Mulhall, Kevin McDonald's a good friend of mine as well. So I get to pick the brains of really great people. Really good friends with Jenny Nadell. I speak to Anthony Giacchino on a daily basis. He's a great friend of mine. So I have some really good friends, and I could walk into any gym anytime, anytime I want to, and you know, watch classes and go over stuff. But I have so much knowledge just from practicing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu back in the day. You like me better than... Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Yeah, man, ooh, that was a beautiful fucking roundhouse kick. Beautiful, beautiful. Lopez is throwing some fancy kicks here. A nice high kick, but Morales blocked it. But still, you could take some impact on that shit, man. You guys are hysterical. No, there aren't a lot of girls watching MMA, which is actually really stupid considering I go to fights. I get press passes to fights on a daily basis. I go to seminars. I go to anything that people will let me get a press pass to. And now that my show is going to be on Inked Magazine, I'm going to have press passes to whatever I want to. But I really get a really great insider's view into these guys' lives. You know, with the seminar that I did with Dwayne Bang Ludwig. I don't know if you guys, I'm sure you guys know who Dwayne Bang Ludwig is. That is TJ Dillashaw's coach. We did a seminar with him a week ago at Striking 101 in Kew Gardens, Queens. And he was probably one of the most, talented, nicest, humble, inspiring seminars I've ever been to. He's also a Bass Root and black belt. Bass will probably be at the next seminar we're doing. It's going to be in New York, not exactly sure where, third week in March. It's going to be a huge 3-day super seminar with Dwayne Bang Ludwig. Andy Sauer is going to be another coach, teacher, whatever you want to call it. We have a couple more that I'm not allowed to say at the moment because it's just, they're so huge. I could give you some hints. We have a former UFC champion who's going to be a coach for this seminar. And there's going to be a couple of UFC fighters actually there, sparring, coaches. It's going to be pretty awesome. But yeah, I do get really lucky that I get that insider, you know, information. And, you know, the promotion that I go to all the time, Aggressive Combat Championship, it's an amateur promotion, but they do it at a professional level. And, you know, getting to sit there and stand next to Dan Mergliotta the whole time while he's not reffing in the cage, you know, hanging out, talking to him, picking his brain about the fights that are going on, you know, getting to talk to UFC superstar Hurricane Shane Burgos, you know, in between rounds and pick his brain about the fights that are going on. And, you know, it's really, you get to learn a lot, you know, and if you watch MMA and you don't pay attention to what the submissions are and what people are saying, it's really actually half of my, you know, learning about all of this is just by watching, you know, people fight and hearing, you know, what the commentary is. Because, you know, if there's something that I don't know, like, you know, when all of a sudden people started doing the Darce choke all the time and the Von Flue, and nobody really, a lot of people didn't know who that was, especially if you're not an MMA practitioner, you didn't know what it was. You could just call it, you know, the Von Flue, its generic name, a shoulder choke. And it's a beautiful submission, actually. It's one of OSP's favorite. Back in the day I did, before I got injured, before I fell down the stairs and tore both my arms out. So I know quite a few submissions. I know transitions. I know, you know, the scrambles. I know a lot of the ground game, so I know what they're doing. You know, I could kind of see, at least, if not get in their head as to what they're doing in the cage. I know what I would do from where they are. And it's just a natural, if you're an MMA practitioner, you're a jiu-jitsu practitioner, you know, and you're sparring and grappling all the time while you're learning, so you're knowing how to get out of those positions. And you know, it pays to be a very well-rounded fighter. If you're going to be an MMA fighter, it pays to, you know, I would say probably the best foundation to start as a young person. I mean, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, if you ask me. You know, it's you need it. You need that foundation. By the way, we're on a commercial break. That's why I'm just sitting here chilling. Boxing is a great startup. It is, especially if you're looking to. I mean, it is. Although I don't know if boxing's really, like, you could do it at such a young age. I don't know if they have those schools. Well, they do have Muay Thai schools where young kids go to. So yeah, I guess that would be a great foundation. But all right. I guess it depends where you would really want to go with it. You know, what you would start with. But I mean, anything in MMA, especially if you want to be a mixed martial artist, you're gonna lay yourself a good foundation. You want to stick with it. Go to a great school. That's I would figure. But you know, it's funny because BJJ would be a great thing to start first. Most kids start with like a karate or taekwondo first, and then they transition into a jiu-jitsu or whatever. But I personally would say, you know, put your kid in jiu-jitsu, Brazilian jiu-jitsu first, and absolutely wrestling would be the next transition. Good call, Bluebird. And the reason why I say that is because you can't do boxing in middle school and or high school. I don't even know if they have it in colleges, but I do know that they have. I'm sure because you're a problem solver. So that's you know, it's huge. You're solving equations, but I would definitely say that you know, wrestling is a super easy transition from Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu to do in school and to be able to actually have a career in, say, high school, junior high school, college. You know, wrestling is in schools. Many other forms of mixed martial arts aren't yet, and that doesn't mean that they won't be. Just like I think, didn't just I forget what they're putting in the Olympics. I know they're putting something in the Olympics that they didn't have, some form of martial arts, which is really cool. It's going to be I forget what it was. I'll have to look that up. Oh, nice spinning back kick. Another high kick for Lopez, and the head kick. I mean, Morales has a nice cut on his cheek. Could have been from one of the kicks. Sambo's awesome. Sambo's a really good style. Oh, I don't know. I don't think it was. I could be wrong. I'll look it up. I'll definitely look it up. It might have been, but it would be a smart one to put in the Olympics, to be honest with you. And it's actually cool because my co-host on In the Girls Corner, Jennifer Dugwin's an Olympian. She fought. She boxed in Rio, and she's a really phenomenal fighter, and has really done a great deal of good for her in her you know, amateur mixed martial arts career. While she's going to become a professional fighter sooner than later, I would say. She trains with some great fighters. She trains with Caitlin Chukagian, UFC fighter. She's a fantastic fighter. She trains at Renzo Gracie. There's a bunch of great people there. Heather Hardy trains up there now. A lot of really great chicks up there. You know what? Bohan Velva. I know the name. Is he a UFC fighter? And the only reason why I asked that is because a lot of people have very similar names. So, okay, that's why I knew that name. But a lot of fighters have similar sounding names, or even spelling. But yeah, no, I know who that is. That was very recently, that Darren Till fight. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is a fun fight. It's, you know, I mean, the first round was definitely my favorite by far. By far, it was the most active. Yeah, tell me whatever you want. I'm just chilling. I like Doho Choi. I like him. I'm a fan. I think he's an exciting fighter. That's really cool. That's actually really cool. That's fucking awesome that you got to spar with him. That's awesome. Yeah, you know, Lopez has some fancy kicks he's been throwing. I like watching that. I like watching when they have he's a lengthy dude. He is a lanky dude. But I like watching a lot of kicks thrown in a fight, especially when you get some fancy ones and they connect. But it's been a pretty back and forth fight. But definitely the first round was definitely the most active. This was, the third wasn't, it was all right. Wasn't my favorite. The official decision is next. We'll see what that is. And then we have a lot coming up. I'm actually, which one are you guys really excited for tonight? I actually think I'm really excited for watching Aljamain Sterling fight Marlon Moraes. That should be a really, really good one. Are knees from the bottom legal in UFC? From the bottom, like, how? Do you mean like from the bottom, like say like I mean, okay, knees are not legal if both hands are touching the mat. That's actually been, and actually you can't even really say that because the rules aren't completely unified. If you were on your back and throw up a knee, yeah, that's legal. Yeah, Aljamain Sterling is a fantastic fighter. He trains with my friend Jenny Nadal and Chris Weidman, and he trains with a great camp over there. So I'm pretty excited to see what he's got to bring tonight to the table. And I think he should do really well. Although Marlon's a really great fighter too, so this should be a really good fight to watch. Yeah, the whole rest of the card should be really good, I'm hoping. Holly Holm and Cyborg is going to be a really great fight. I actually think Cyborg is going to eat her for a midnight snack. However, you know, it's funny because everybody keeps on saying that this is going to be, you know, their biggest test for each other. But, I mean, I think for Holly Holm, it'll be her biggest test in UFC out of all the fights she's had. But I don't... What song is that? Oh, never mind. I don't know if I would say that it would be Chris Cyborg's biggest test. I mean, maybe it will. I don't know. But Chris is going to eat her for breakfast. I mean, Holly's a fantastic fighter. Like I said, there's no, you know, she could very well she could clip Cyborg with that head kick. And a lot of people don't, you know, think that, oh, she's only like, you know, knocked 2 people out with that. Holly Holm's been knocking people out with that head kick for quite a few years. That's been her thing. There's a laundry list of girls that have gotten taken out like that. So the fact that she could get taken out in that fashion absolutely could happen. Do I see it happening? Nope. Only because Cyborg is so smart, and I mean, Cyborg trains with Gabby Garcia, who is 6 foot something. Gabby's a big fucking chick. So, you know, I mean, she's sparring with Gabby on a daily basis, and they train together on a daily basis. I can't see anybody being a problem for Chris. Just like I can't see anybody being a problem for Gabby. Gabby, shit, she's never going to be able to fight in the UFC. She can't. They have her fighting in Risen because she wouldn't be able. They don't even have a weight class for her over here. At least I don't think. Cyborg is extremely, you know what, people give her a bad rap because of her one technical failed PED test, which was years and years and years and years and years and years and years ago. I don't at all truck any of her career and, you know, say, oh, well, she's not a great fighter because of that's horseshit. She's a great fighter, and I don't think it really, you can boil down her career to a lost, you know, to a failed PED test. I just think that's absolutely absurd. I mean, there's something to be said for it, and she served her punishment. She gets tested more than any fucking fighter in the UFC, practically. She gets tested a lot. So, you know, whatever. I'm kind of over that. I did give her a lot of flack for it. I know I did. I definitely had my shit to say about her. But I have a lot of respect for her, and I'm over that. You gotta let people, you know, move on. She did her time. Benito. I'm updating my live results, so it's not that I'm not looking at you guys. I'm just doing this real quick. Benito Lopez. All right. Benito Lopez. Winner. Yeah, I think it was a unanimous decision. Let me look that up real quick. So, what are you guys thinking of a fight card so far? Are you guys actually watching it or just watching me? Because it would be kind of cool if you were watching both. Okay, here we go. Let me update this really quick and I'll be right back with you guys. Who is, I think actually I think I was looking at the stats earlier and Cub is favored to win, I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure he's favored to win. It would be really great to see him fight for the title. Yeah, he is favored to win. Twitter polls have him at 64%. People like Cub Swanson. He's a good fighter. He's got personality, which, you know, everybody likes that in a fight. Everybody likes that in a fighter. Yeah, unanimous decision. 30-27, 29-28, 29-28. Okay, that's easy. Give me one more second. Unanimous decision. 30, 27. Alright. Alright. Done with that. What are they showing? What are they showing right now? Oh, something from earlier, I think. I don't think there was anything new that they were just showing. 20, okay, good. I'm done with that. Updated my live article, and if you guys aren't able to watch it, you could definitely catch some fight clips they're going to have up on MMA UK. MMA UK always has some awesome stuff up from the fight. Somehow Peter gets access to the best stuff ever. I don't know. He's the man with the magic over there, I have to say. Awesome. Awesome. So how's the weather where you guys are? It's snowing over here in New York, or at least it was earlier, and I was supposed to go to a fight, but I live in a hilly-ass neighborhood, and I was kind of afraid of driving my car out of here to go to the fight, so I stayed home to watch the UFC instead. Which, it is what it is. Nothing's worth a drive where you could get injured, and the hills around my neighborhood are no bueno at all. Peace out, Jesus. Have a great one. Yo, I will be hitting you up. I'll be following you. I'll message you. We'll link up, man. It was great to talk to you, having you on my stream this evening. Thank you for the support. I got the world's biggest Gatorade ever. Almost done. What is this thing? It's huge. Biggest Gatorade ever. So what's going on out there, YouTube land? Yeah, Cyborg's gonna fuck shit up. She gonna fuck shit up. Big time. We're on a commercial break right now for UFC Fight Night. Cub Swanson versus Brian Ortega. It should be a banger of a fight. I'm pretty excited about it. Hoping that Cub Swanson wins. A little nervous about it. Not too bad, though. Yeah, I get nervous when fighters that I like fight. I'm like, what if they lose? When they lose, it is what it is. Cry about it. Fucking sit there and fight and live to fight another day. You don't cry about it. This is MMA. This isn't baseball. There's no crying in baseball. What movie was that? If you guys don't know what movie that is. Oh, hey guys, if you want to give me a follow, you can follow me on Instagram at Kerry Stellar. At KERRYSTELLAR. You can, what is that? I don't know who that is. Yeah, you can follow me on Instagram. You can also follow me on Instagram at In the Girls Corner. At In the Girls Corner. You can follow me on Facebook on In the Girls Corner. In the Girls Corner. You can also follow me on my Facebook page. I have that thing activated where people can follow me. What else do I have? Twitter. I don't really fuck with Twitter too much. It's kind of annoying. Twitter annoys the shit out of me, but I'm on there. Yeah, so you guys can follow me pretty much everywhere. I have all my social media open that I'm not private on anything. I have nothing to hide. I think it's kind of stupid when people are private with anything, with everything. You can also follow X Plus Media. X Plus Media magazine is also my write for them. I'm their resident MMA writer. Who else? MMA UK. If you guys are from New York, there's a local fight, Aggressive Combat Championship. They're having a Aggressive Combat Championship 18, April 7th at the Westchester County Center. So if you're from New York, that's a great promotion to go to. They've had quite a few fighters go pro and fight for Invicta and for Ring of Combat and all sorts of promotions. So they would be really good to go to if you're from the New York area. And you can always hit me up and I can send you the link to all that shit. Well, you know what? Honestly, Ink's going to be doing that for me. As soon as the 18th comes, December 18th, and we go into production, they're going to be doing all my promotion and all my marketing for me, which is really, really, really great. So I won't have to do that and have to worry about that. But, you know, I started this on my own a year and a half ago, and I started it with like 600 followers on my Instagram, and I have like 5,000 and change on my personal Instagram. And I started in the girls' corner with nothing, and I have over 2,000 followers on there, and you know I do really well on Facebook. And this is my I really am just starting to build up my YouTube. This is my first live video on YouTube. I've never done one, which is really cool now that I know that it's like a whole thing, and you know people will watch. It's great. I'll keep doing them if you guys like it. And we have another fight coming up, a middleweight fight. So you guys can watch this. This is going to be a good one. I'm pretty excited. Middleweight fights. I mean, UFC is always so fun to watch. And I don't even know if you guys know, but Bellator is on tonight too. Bellator is on. I wasn't going to watch it because I'm watching this. So it's like, I mean, I could picture it if I want. I could picture it if I want to. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. I'm just glad that I have, you know, a bunch of people on board that'll help me, you know, with the marketing and stuff. And hey, you could send me a message if you want to send me an email at either inthegirlscorner@gmail.com, or you can message my director at xplus777@gmail.com, and you can email them, and you know you could totally I would love to have you on board and help us out. And you know there's a lot of stuff we have going on with MMA seminars and within the girls corner and so many things that you know it's we love bringing people on board to you know grow other people too. It's like people helping people. I joke around with this, you know, with that kind of shit, but the seminars, it's actually fighters, you know, for fighters from fighters. It's the legends in the sport that are going to be teaching these seminars, and it's pretty awesome. But this fight we have coming up, which is about to start, they cut to a commercial, and I fucking hate when they do that, is Eric Anders and Marcus Perez. This is going to be a really great fight. I'm pretty excited about it. They look like they're both ready to bring it. Ready to go at this one pretty hard, so I'm definitely I'm ready for it. I'm sick of these commercials. I want to see this fight happen. I want to start calling it for you. It's actually really funny. What's interesting is how I started doing this is I started a podcast a year and a half ago with a friend of mine. We're not friends anymore. It actually ruined our friendship. It was really a shame. And we started, you know, it was more comedy and us just being stupid. And then I don't know how we started talking about UFC. Well, I was a big fan of it, so I guess we just started talking about a couple fights here and there, and our views started going up, and people started really watching. And I called the demise of every UFC champion that year, except for Demetrius Johnson and Joanna Jędrzejczyk, because I completely just didn't consider that they would even lose, and they didn't. So everybody else at the title change chance, I fucking called it. And I felt really bad because it all started with Ronda Rousey when she fought Holly Holm. And then I called that, you know, Chris Weidman, who that's my boy, and I really shouldn't have done it, but I did. Thank you very much. I try. I have a lot of good people behind me, which is a big, when you're trying to do something like this or anything in life, you need a really good support system, and you need a lot of people that are, you know, going to help, but that you can also offer help too. You know, you don't want to just take and take and take. You want to be able to give a lot too. Thank you very much. Thank you. It's funny because this is about my like fourth live thing I did all day. I've been doing live videos all day long on Facebook. This is my first one again on YouTube, my first YouTube live. So I've been doing them all day. This is that's why my voice is starting to crackle, because I've been doing this forever. I interviews all day. I feel like I haven't shut up. It is. There isn't a lot of females that are into mixed martial arts, which again is really funny to me, because you know, you go to a fight as a female and it's the percentage of females to males at a fight is pretty incredible. There is like absolutely no lines on the girls' room because it's all dudes there, you know. So any of my friends that are single that are like bitch about being single, I'm like, well, why aren't you coming to the fights I go to? You guys crazy? Even if you're not sitting with me because I'm in the press box, get a ticket. They're not crazy expensive. Go to an amateur fight. You know, there's just men everywhere, boys, men, whatever you want to call it. So that's my personal opinion on females in MMA, that there aren't enough that watch it and there aren't enough that go to it or that even promote it. And that's a big thing, being a woman promoter. I'm not a fight promoter. I don't, you know, run fights, but I do promote for fight promotions, so to speak. And I'm going to show you guys this tail of the tape real quick. The tail of the tape. About to get ready, get down on this fight, guys. Pretty excited, waking back up. Was a little tired for a second because of these damn commercials. Got me pissed off. Bring it on. Pretty excited. Oh, I hope this one is fucking action. Lots of action. Come on. Come on, boys. Give me a good fight. Yeah, I wish I could show it to you guys, but I can't, unfortunately. Again, I don't want to get booted off. So I'm not showing the fights. I've seen people get booted off and get their channels taken away from them. I burned my hand earlier. It hurts. Oh, this guy's cool. That was a nice little, I don't know what that was. Kind of one-handed back handspring. He's excited. Eric Anders. I mean, he's a big dude. I think he's going to win. But the other dude's got some serious acrobatics going on, which will make this for a fun fight to watch, to say the least. Who's this guy? I'm such a dick. Who's this guy? Mark Smith. Who says that about a ref? Me. They need to fix that girl's hair. I don't like it. All right, so we got Eric Anders and we got Marcus Perez about to battle it out. They're in the middle of the octagon. Perez just threw a nice high kick to the head. It was blocked, but even if you block a kick, like I said earlier, it still hurts. Hurt your hands. You know, you're going to feel a little bit of a sting. It's not going to hurt you and like, take you out if you block it correctly, but, you know, you're going to feel it. Enough of them. Come on, stop feeling each other out. All right, so you got Anders is definitely pressuring Perez. He's got him up against the cage right now. Absolutely. He's got him in the clinch. Anders has Perez up against the cage, although Perez has a pretty good defense. And holy shit, that was awesome. Anders went to it looked like Perez wanted to kick him, but Anders caught the kick and maybe went to take him down. That was pretty wild. A wild little exchange right there. What just happened that I missed? Yeah, Mariah's fight is going to be definitely my favorite, I have to say. Aljamain's a great dude. He trains out here in Long Island, so I'm a super fan. I'll be honest, I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie and say I'm not. Us New Yorkers support each other. We're big like that. Let me tell you, you go to a fight in New York where you got like Chris Weidman headlining it. Actually, I was at UFC Long Island. It was really incredible. It was like all of New York turned out for that. It was beautiful. Really fast, yeah. Sorry, it had to be that fast. I don't want to get kicked off. But yeah, you go to a fight here in New York, man, the fans turn out. They're screaming. Yeah, shout out to Weidman. He's a great fucking dude. You know, we really showed up for that one. It was great. New Yorkers just, we know how to do it, man. We know how to do it. We support our peeps hardcore. And like I said earlier, my friend Merab Divashvili, he had his UFC debut, and he's originally from Georgia, not the state, the country. He moved here 6 years ago, and he fought for Ring of Combat. His last fight, I don't know, 5 months ago-ish, and had a really great knockout. And you know, now he's had his UFC debut. He lost by decision, split decision, and actually I thought he was going to win by split decision. Perez had a really nice takedown. Really nice takedown. And Anders has his leg tied up, so he can't really do much. But it looks like Perez has him in a... What is that, a guillotine? Yep. He doesn't have the submission. There's no way. Yeah. And the shame, well, no, now they're both back up. All right, so that didn't really affect either of them too much. Ooh, if he would have connected with that spinning back fist, that would have been beautiful. Oh, that would have been a thing of beauty. Unfortunately, it was fancy looking, but it didn't connect. All right, feeling each other out in the center of the octagon right now. Anders throwing a high kick to the head. Ooh, and a knee. Nice knee to Perez's face. Yeah, it didn't look like it did a damn thing to him. He looked like he brushed that shit off like it was Jay-Z brushing dirt off his shoulder. That was nothing. That was a whole lot of nothing. But I mean, that hit me. That would have hurt like a motherfucker. So he loves all these spinning back fists and elbows. Perez does. Anders got his back, and it looks like he's going for... I thought he was going to go for a takedown, but that's not happening anymore. He's got to press up against the cage from his back, so there's a couple things he could do from there. Now he's got him in the clinch. Nope, the single leg didn't work. Throwing a couple knees in there. That would have been a huge left hand from Perez had that actually connected. And holy shit, this is a really good fight. Andrews just literally ran after him and dragged him like, bitch, you ain't running away from me. That was hysterical. This is a really action-packed fight, guys. That was a great first round. I don't know if I would want to score that first round if I was a judge. I hate when it goes down to decision because, you know, if I'm in there, I know what I'm scoring. I know what I'm looking at. You know, I know that now takedowns aren't, unless you can take the person down and control them on the ground, they don't really count for much. So you could have, you know, 5 or 6 takedowns and do nothing from there and not even get the points. You know, and I know that octagon control is a huge thing. So that fight, it was a really nice exchange, that first round right there. I'm excited. The second one should be really good. The third one, with all that action, excuse me, they're probably going to get really tired like I am. And the third round, if they keep up the pace like they just did in the first one, unless they got some great cardio, that third round's going to slow down like a motherfucker. And here we go. We're about to be into the second. We're about to be into the second round, people. Second round. We still got quite a few fights left on this card. I'll throw that out there. Here we go. Anders throwing a... Anders is literally chasing Perez around trying to hit him. He's been chasing him around trying to hit him. It's pretty funny. Now he's got him. A couple of elbows in the clinch. Nice. Was that a switch kick? All right, so Perez is throwing some judo rolls. Like, I don't even know what that was about. Perez is trying to put on a show, which I definitely understand, and it's you know, it's smart, but it's still like, you know, doing stuff just to look good isn't gonna win you fucking points. You gotta do some damage and be effective with it. Nice leg kick. Which, you know, as we've seen, if you can kick a fighter enough times in the legs, you might be able to take him out in that manner. What was it? Uriah Faber, was it Jose Aldo that took him out by kicking him in his legs over and over and over again? Because he just left him hanging out there over and over and over again. Yeah, Perez has a really great chin because he's taken some shots and hasn't gone out or even gone down yet at all. Yeah, that was a nasty fight. I was really like upset watching the fight, but it was such a great fight. Oh, will I see the new Jurassic Park? Of course I will. Of course I will. The first one was my favorite movie ever when I was a kid. Oh shit. Anders had a I didn't see exactly what that was because I was looking at the comment, but he definitely knocked Perez down. But he got right back up. So Perez has a crazy strong chin that he hasn't got knocked out yet. And I've seen Anders throw some really great punches and uppercuts, a couple overhand rights. Still hasn't gotten taken out, so. But, you know, it looks like Anders is stalking his prey. Oh, beautiful knee. Beautiful knee to the face and an overhand right followed. Yeah, Perez looks like he's tiring out a little bit, and, you know, I would be tiring out too if I took quite a few shots to the face. Yeah, there might be a dinosaur about to emerge from behind me. That was really funny. Yo, thinking of you, you are hysterical. Oh, that is hysterical. From behind your couch. Watch out, you got a dinosaur behind your couch. It's in your couch. No, but I got a crazy skeleton dog right there. Rawr. No dinosaur, just a skeleton dog. But I am a fan of dinosaurs, and I got a little jungle. It was funny because my niece asked me that. I showed her a picture of my cat trying to eat one of my plants, and she had this crazy, like, snarly face on. And she goes, wow, Aunt Carrie, when did you build your cat's jungle? It was so cute. Oh, this is a great fight. And it's the second round, like I said. Wow, man, Anders is throwing some really heavy hands, but Perez is, I mean, he's looking tired, but he's still there. Yeah, he's definitely tired. Ooh, he finally got knocked down with an elbow. Don't kick him. Be careful, Anders. You don't want to fucking get DQ'd. Yeah, I have a feeling this isn't going to end well for Perez right now. I think Anders is going to TKO him. Yeah, he's probably going to TKO him at some point because he's just taking some shots to the face. I mean, and how many of those can you take before you go out or before you, you know, fade out and make a stupid, critical mistake and, you know, lay on your side or give up your back or anything like that. And guys, if I don't answer any of your comments, I do apologize, and I'm not being rude. It's just that I'm trying to watch the fights and tell you what's going on there too, because this is a really, really great fight. Anders is on top and literally is just holding Perez down with one hand and raining shots down. He's got really great octagon control, really great. Anders is he's a really great athlete. I'm really having fun watching that. He's got He's got his back. He's got Perez's back, and I don't know if he's not, like, why. I mean, he couldn't really do anything from it, but still, he's been at him in what could be compromising positions. If he knows jiu-jitsu, he should. If I was him, I'd be working on trying to get a rear naked choke right now. Well, round is over, so he can't work on that anymore. But I don't know how well this third round is going to go. Like I said, it's been a very high-paced first and second round. And, you know, sometimes when that happens and it's too much of a fast-paced fight, you know, you see fighters gas out a little bit into the last round. And this is going right into the third. And, you know, I'm really hoping that we're not going to see see some gassed out fighters where this isn't, you know, gonna be a sleeper of a round because that would fucking suck. I killed my big Gatorade. Killed that shit. I should get sponsored by those motherfuckers. Gatorade, if you're watching. I like the big one. It's like this super big bottle of Gatorade. Do you see this thing? Could you imagine me drinking this when it was full? It was like, it's crazy. I have one of those, you want to see my tattoos? I can show you a couple of my tattoos. I can't show you all my tattoos because a lot of my tattoos are on my legs. So I can't show you that, but I got a whole arm piece. I got this arm piece. I got, if I could show you this one, and my arm doesn't bend that way anymore because my shoulders are all fucked up. I told you I had a really bad accident. That's why my shoulders are jammed up, but that's a hamsa under there. Got the muscles. Got a koi fish back here, and some flowers, and a crazy geisha, and I have my back. I don't know if you can see my whole back, but my back is tattooed. So I have a lot, and I have a big tiger from my hip to my hip to almost my knee. I have a leg sleeve. I have a lot. And I'm definitely not done yet. I'm gonna be getting quite a few more, so that's just a matter of time. Just a matter of time. Geisha girl. I want to get the inside of my arm done. That's my next step, is to get all in here done. I'm not one of those people that are like, I don't want to get the... No, I want the whole thing. Thanks. Thanks, man. Yeah, I'm a fan. I like the black, actually. I really like the black wind bars. I'm a fan of that. The black wind bars are a lot of fun. I like because it makes everything else stand out pretty crazily. Well, you know what? I actually think I'm going to leave the right arm, at least the top of it bare. I'm going to leave this. I don't think I want to do anything with my right arm per se. I kind of like, you know, my muscle form is still really great on this arm, so I don't know if I want to fuck with it and go into that too much. I'm definitely going to do a lot of background to this one. You know, maybe a smoke show behind it. Some cloud work, whatever, but I want to fill in the gaps in there. That's definitely something I've been, you know, thinking about and looking into doing. I definitely want to get, I have a neck tattoo that I might want to, you know, extend enough to the side. That's really funny that you mentioned it. I do. I have one in the back of my neck where, I don't know if you could see, I'm going to try to turn around. I have from one of my vertebrae in my neck down to almost my entire spine has a Serenity Prayer on it. It's pretty incredible. I don't know if you could see it. Yeah, hold on. Let me see. This way. Yeah. So I have the dragon up on my neck, and then from the dragon, about maybe an inch below it, starts the Serenity Prayer going down the middle of my spine and down either side. And then down at underneath the Serenity Prayer at the bottom is an Om symbol. And above the Om symbol are two old school sparrows or swallows, I'm not sure. It's really funny because I had my tattoos, I did have my Serenity Prayer done after her, and that is why I got it, but I wanted it to be a little bit more badass than having it on my shoulder, and I wanted to have it going down my spine because I'm a badass chick, and that was a pretty fucking intense tattoo. And I also have my whole lower back. It's not a tramp stamp. It's actually, I would call it a mural. It's the sun setting with the swallows above it, the Om symbol in the middle. It's actually very, very pretty. All my tattoos are really nice, but I am far from done. You never know if I'm going to get a, I don't want to get a full under boob, but I would maybe get like just a cute little under, like, this placement, but nothing crazy, because I don't want to do I even squat? What does that even mean? Like, do squats? Like, I don't know what that means. Oh wait, and we're missing the fight. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, this goes down to decision. Anders is definitely gonna win. He's had control of the entire fight. Although it does say a lot about Perez's chin because he has not been knocked out. Although he is bleeding now, I think he has a cut above his eyebrow. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Yeah, I'd love to see this stand up again on their feet. What is Perez doing? It's like rolling all over the place. It's kind of crazy. Oh, yeah, the tramp stamp. It is such a stupid term. Absolutely agree with you. 420%. It's horrible. It's all right. Don't worry about it. We're not saying your term is horrible. We were talking about the tramp stamp. It's not you at all. You're not being rude at all. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I'm not at all offended. I have people ask me some crazy shit all the time, so no worries. We're cool. We're cool. But yeah, no, the tramp stamp is a weird term. Mine's more of a mural. It's a big. Oh man, Anders is raining down some punches at the last round, at last minute seconds of the round. Yeah, I definitely am gonna go ahead and say that Anders won that. I'd be completely enamored if it went in the other direction, considering, like I said, Anders had control of the entire fight. There wasn't at one point when he was in jeopardy, not even when Perez had him, you know, against the cage for 5.5 seconds. So I'm definitely saying that Anders won that, and if he didn't, then the UFC sucks at fucking having judges keep score, and I should be in there instead. And yeah, I'm gonna say that because I can. Yeah, he definitely won that. Eric Anders. I'm when I look down for a little bit, it's just because I'm updating the score on MMA UK. I'm not being rude and ignoring you guys. So sorry that I have to do this, but just for a second. This definitely went down to decision. All right, and we'll see what happened. We're about to find out who won that fight. I think it was Eric Anders, to be honest with you. I don't think that Marcus Perez had any business winning that fight. And if the judges saw it that way, then they're out of their fucking minds. And it's just that simple. And, you know, they gave the split decision to, what the fuck is his name, instead of Marab earlier, which I thought was pretty crazy. It's all good. You're allowed to have who you want. You're allowed to have who you want. It happens. It could be a split decision, but I really clearly saw, Eric Anders winning that. And by a margin. He had control of the whole fight. I can't see that being a close fight at all. I'd be shocked if it was. Shocked. And again, I've sat in rules meetings and all stuff like that, so I know what goes on. I know what goes into it, and I know what judges are supposed to look for. So if this fight is scored any other way, I'd be really, really... I'm calling it a 30-27, all three judges. I would unanimously call it 30-27. Maybe one judge might have a 29-28. I'd be completely blown away if they did, because it wasn't close. At least from what I'm watching, it wasn't close. You know, yeah, Perez couldn't, you know, wasn't getting knocked out and he has a chin, but that doesn't mean that it was a close fight. At least, you know, I don't think that counts for a can of beans. We'll see what the UFC judges think tonight. Here we go. Here we go. 30-26, 30-25, 29-28. I was right. Eric Anders won. 29. Unanimous decision. 28. Okay. Unanimous decision. I'm glad that he won because I would have been really unimpressed. Hold on, guys. Give me 1 second. Yeah. All right. Eric Anders won. Still undefeated. Unanimous decision, guys. I called that. I would have been really blown away if the judges saw it any other way. Because that was a very dominant performance for him. Really great fight. Eric Anders. Loved it. Loved it. All right. Updated my article. All right, so that's done. And next we got Scott Holtzman and Daryl Horcher. Should be a really great fight. Another one. Another great fight. Yeah, it's going to be a really good one. You're going to enjoy it tomorrow morning. This has been a great fight card if you ask me. And especially for a non-pay-per-view or non-Fox card, it's been fantastic. Yeah, Holtzman and Horcher we got next, so I'm pretty excited about that. Should be a good fight. And I don't know why I'm feeling Daryl Horcher for the win, but for some reason that's in my head. Although I feel like one of my friends is friends with Eric Holtzman and with Holtzman, and that's why Scott Holtzman. I think somebody I know on Instagram is friends with him, and that's why I wanted him to win. But who you want to win doesn't mean who is gonna win. You know, unfortunately. Unfortunately, what we want doesn't always happen. Oh, that movie looks funny. Father Figures. Guys, check out that trailer. It looks really funny. I want to see that. What's going on, YouTubers? I'd love to do that, thinking of you. What up, guys? Are you guys having fun listening to me chit-chat about this fight card tonight? You know, especially if you can't watch it out there. It must be kind of good for you to at least get it broken down for you, and at least I know what I'm talking about. I've watched some breakdowns on here where I'm like, what the fuck is this guy even saying? Like, you're just talking. You don't even know what you're saying. That's going to be a really great card. Carlos Condit, Neil Magny on the Cyborg home card. That's going to be a really good fight. I'm pretty excited about that. And Khabib Nurmagomedov, I can't remember who he was just fighting. I forgot who they said. But either way, that's going to be a great card. I do know the sport. I do know the sport. I know it a lot more than, I guess, Edson Barboza. That's who he's fighting. I'd love to see Khabib Nurmagomedov win that. And I actually think he's going to, if you ask me. You got Paul Felder's doing some commentary tonight with Brendan Fitzgerald. I'm a big fan of Paul Felder, so I'm excited about that. Paul's awesome. He just had a big win the other night. They were actually talking about Stipe Miocic fighting Francis Ngannou. Yeah, I talk to fighters all the time. Guys, if you have Instagram, you can absolutely talk to them on Instagram. But yeah, no, at expos, the one we're doing, you can absolutely. There's going to be fighters in the house the whole time, and they're going to be very accessible for people to talk to. When I was at the seminar with, it's true. When I was at the Dwayne Bang Ludwig's seminar, and if you go on my my Instagram, Carrie Stellar, or on In the Girls Corner Instagram, you could see some of the pictures of Dwayne and I, and it was really, really, really a great time. But I actually got to talk to him for a while, which was nice. It wasn't like he was just sitting there and, you know, teaching the seminar. He was sitting there teaching the seminar, and he was talking to everybody. So it was a really great experience. And that was a seminar. That wasn't even an expo. But, you know, if you go to something like that, it's a little bit more intimate. And even if you go to a big enough one where it's promoted right, you'll get to talk to them. Absolutely. No, TJ wasn't there. TJ wasn't there. I know he was teaching another seminar, another one of Dwayne's seminar. It's the Bang seminar. I'm not sure where he was teaching it, but he's got a couple people that teaches seminars for him. I think Condit actually does as well. So TJ wasn't there, but TJ will most likely be at the next one in March. Pretty excited about that. He's really active on social media. He likes a lot of my stuff. He's a really good guy, TJ Dillashaw. It says a lot about his coach and Dwayne's. No, Dwayne's actually a really intelligent, very intelligent guy, and he's a great coach. He's very well spoken. No, it's okay. He's very well spoken. He's a great. He's a very good teacher. The way that he explains things, he can break it down to you in a science that it's very easy for almost anybody to understand. I mean, I don't watch Muay Thai, but the way that he explains things and expresses it is so eloquent. And he's always talking about, it's funny because, you hear the side of the story, with Cody Garbrandt and, TJ Dillashaw leaving Team Alpha Male and Uriah Faber to go to Dwayne's camp in Colorado, and a lot of people got really pissy about it, and I did too for 5.5 seconds until I sat back and I thought about it, and TJ's got to have a career, and he's got to be able to have his fight career and not have to worry about what people think because he left the camp. And Dwayne had mentioned that that's a big problem of Uriah Faber's, is that he doesn't really let a lot of his fighters train at other camps or train at other gyms, and he could have given TJ the leeway to be able to train not only at Team Alpha Male but be able to go train at Bang Muay Thai and train with Dwayne and it's true. If he would have, going there was the smart move for him. They also have a very great working relationship and a very great fight relationship. And there's something to be said for it. He's done a lot with TJ and they just have such a fantastic relationship together that he's been able to coach TJ in a way that Uriah wasn't. And but if Uriah would have just let him fly between both camps and fly between Colorado and Sacramento, it would have worked out to both of their favors, but he didn't, and he doesn't like to do that. So, and that's actually a real shame because, you're taking away from the fighter and their potential and their ability and their future when you're doing that and kind of nailing them down to your gym, and that's it. And I've heard of that. I've heard of, coaches making fighters, young fighters sign a contract that they won't leave that gym, which is just so stupid and ridiculous. It's true. It's very true. But, there's an importance of sharpening your skill set and training with different people. Iron sharpens iron, and there's really something to be said for that. And, I think that was a big problem of Uriah's not allowing TJ that. So, hats off to TJ for doing what he thought was best for him. And, look at him. He's, again, the UFC bantamweight champion because of that, which is absolutely huge. He's done a lot with his fight career, and he's a really humble guy, and he's super talented, and he's always on Instagram, always talking to the fans, and he's just a cool, really cool dude. Your sparring partners are very important for you, yeah, absolutely. That's who's going to sharpen your game no matter what. You're going to learn so much from each other. Sparring keeps your skills sharp. It keeps your game at the level that it should be. It keeps you thinking constantly and your brain working. You're always solving a problem. Oh yeah, I think he's gonna do really well with Demetrius Johnson. I think TJ Dillashaw could take that fight. Absolutely, I think he could take that fight. They're fighting at 125, which is really impressive. So. And it's funny because when they were saying it at first, I didn't want to see the fight until TJ fought for the title against Cody. That's when I said, I'm like, after that, I want to see him fight Demetrius. So I'm excited for that. DJ's a great fighter. It should be a fantastic fight, to say the least. I don't even know if it would go down to decision. All right, Daryl Horcher about to fight Scott Holtzman. that is a super fight, but that's a super fight that I am willing to watch, because if you think about it, Demetrius Johnson has beat every single person in his division. He's beat and everybody, a lot of people actually say, who has he beat? Well, he's beat, well, it was really nice to have you in here. Thank you so much for watching my live feed, and I hope that you come back next time. And actually, because I can see the comments, and I could go in and subscribe to your page, so I'll be subscribing back. I'm like that. I'm really cool. I'm really nice like that. If you follow me, I'll follow back. Oh, Mike Beltran. I love his beard hair. It's true. Demetrius Johnson has beat every single person in his division, and he's beat. Oh, thank you so much. I hope I make it to the end too, or make it at the end. Thank you very much, and thank you so much for watching again. I really appreciate that, and you'll see my career grow from here if you keep on watching me. I can promise you that much. I'm going places. Inks Magazine, that's where I'm going next. December 18th. After that, watch out. But yeah, you take care too. Have a great evening. Have a wonderful weekend. Stay warm. All right. I like, Holtzman has some good footwork, actually. I really like how he's light on his feet. And now he's got Horcher pressed up against the cage, throwing some knees to the thighs. I will, I promise you. If I say a promise, I always keep my word. It's the 4 agreements. Keep your word. I'm a woman of my word. I'll watch it, and I'll actually even break it down for you on here. I don't know if I'll watch opening night, but I will go and see it. Now Horcher's in control. He's got Holtzman up against the cage, throwing some knees to the thighs, trying to soften him up. This is a nice back and forth scramble, actually. They're going back and forth against the cage, which is always fun. Watching, you know, some knee clinching work and stuff. I actually happen to like that. I'm good. I told you I'm a woman of my word. Yeah, these guys are having they're pretty evenly matched up, and I think Horcher might have tripped him. Holtzman's on top. Throwing, you know, short elbows from the top, nothing crazy. Now he's throwing some punches to Horcher's ribs, which, you know, never feels good. So that's always a good way to soften up your opponent. Get them a little tired, get them a little winded. You know, punch somebody in the ribs, you can't breathe, you can't fight. That is always a good help. Holtzman's trying to go for some ground and pound, but he almost got a serious up kick to the face from Horcher, but it didn't connect, so that was good. And now it looks like he's trying to get side control, but one of his legs is pinned up, so. I try. I'm glad that you're enjoying this. Thinking of you. Yeah, Holtzman is trying to work for position, you know, landing a couple of short shots from the top, but nothing that's really doing anything. And even Horcher's working from the bottom, which I'm not shocked about, to say the least. You got Holtzman throwing some short elbows, but those short elbows do affect after a while. They hurt, and those little short, sharp ones can actually cut, you know, make a nasty little cut on someone's forehead or eyebrow. So, and now he's, you know, throwing some short left hands at Horcher, who's trying to get back up. He's trying to cage. Well, yep, there he goes. He's back up. Yep, and now he just took down Holtzman, who looks like he might be trying to get back up, but Holtzman's trying to, Horcher's trying to control him, so we'll see if he can actually make that happen. Nope, Holtzman's back up, and while he got back up, he ate a left hook. Ooh, and he went to throw a flying knee. I think that was a flying knee, and he ended up tripping, and now Horcher's on top. Throwing some short shots on him. But yeah, Yeah, if he could actually do something from where he is. But they both have really great ground defense, so it's watching Horcher try to work for something. If I wouldn't turn around. I would not try to spin out of that too much unless you could get to that cage, Holtzman. Personal opinion. And they're back up to their feet. Yeah, and this is only the first round. This is pretty insane. They're gonna, I hope they have really good cardio because they're carrying a pretty big pace already. The round's almost over anyway. Ooh, Holtzman throws a high kick. And the round ends. That was a nice round. That was a really nice round. What are you going to give? Give 30 more seconds on your Peloton. Give it your best morning, noon, or night. My neighbor's shoveling outside. If you guys hear that. If you hear that noise, it's shoveling. And we're on a commercial now. But this is actually a really good fight, so I can't wait to come back and see what happens next. Are you guys watching it out there? The fights? Or are you just watching me? Commercial break. Yep, and we're back. We're back. We're back. Ooh. That was a nice left. Nice left from Horcher. And now he just threw a high kick. Didn't really do much though. Ooh, Horcher's connecting quite a few lefts. And it's Holtzman's not really seeming too phased by it. But he's threw quite a few, and Holtzman just threw a body kick that Horcher caught it. Yeah, Holtzman does have a cut on his nose. I couldn't figure out where that was coming from until I just saw it. Looks like it's like right here. It's right in the middle, which means his nose probably broken. Holtzman just took down Horcher. He's throwing some ground and pound. Oh, some more shots to the side of the head. Those hurt. Hitting somebody in their ear does not feel good ever. Sorry guys, you get to see my hand for a second. Sorry about that. I have to charge. I have a million things going right now that I gotta charge. Looks like Horch is trying to get back up to his feet. He's got his back against the cage. But Holtzman is trying to pull his legs out, so that might not actually happen. Yeah, Horcher keeps on trying to, you know, almost like trying to pull him out from where he's sitting. Throwing a couple body shots, nothing crazy, just a couple shots to soften him up. A knee to the body, got to be careful with that. And they're back up. They're trading some knees in the clinch. Horcher's back is up against the cage. And up, and there goes Holtzman with another takedown. And he's working a little ground and pound, nothing crazy. Horcher's not taking too much damage, but he is taking enough, you know, it does, like I said, it hurts enough punches to the side of the head, and, you know, that's not going to tickle, so. All right, now Holtzman's doing a little ground and pound, a little more than he was. He's postured up, and he's ready to lay down some groundwork. But you know, Horcher's doing a decent job at defending and tying up Holtzman's arms. But you know, he keeps on sneaking in an elbow and a short punch. Oh, now he's raining some elbows down, which those hurt bad. Doing some ground and pound from the top. Nothing crazy, but enough that, again, it's going to hurt. And Beltran stands him up. He was just working ground and pound. I have no idea why Mike Beltran would stand him up from there. It's not like they weren't doing anything and doing work on the ground. That was pretty incredible and a really weird call. And, well, Holtzman took him down again, so... Silly. Holtzman's posturing up again, about to go for some more ground and pound, but he's in. You better watch that up kick from Horcher, because Horcher's throwing a few of them. Oh, he's sneaking some rights. Oh, took another up kick to the face, and he just finally is laying some ground and pound. Snuck one in there. Yeah, Holtzman's fucking doing work. And the round ends. And that was the end of that round. This has been a good fight so far. What do you guys think? Oh, look at that in a minute. Oh, let me see what this is. Hold on 1 second, guys. I'm checking it. My friend just sent me a video that I'm looking at. Oh. Like, what is that? Not that. That. I can't figure this out. Okay. Alright, now I figured that out. What's going on, YouTube? How you guys doing? Are you guys watching the fights as well and hanging out with me? Or are you guys just hanging out with me and not watching the fights? Because this is a pretty good fight we got going on here. Daryl Horcher and Scott Holtzman. It's been a pretty good fight so far. Oh, John A., hello. Good evening. Thank you for saying something. I didn't know if I was hanging out by myself over here. Thanks for joining in. All right. Round 3. Here we go. Here we go. Holtzman threw a kick that Daryl Horcher caught and didn't look very effective. Looks like they're just feeling each other out a little bit. Horcher threw a nice little right. Didn't really do much, and immediately Holtzman went in and pressed Horcher up against the cage. It looked like he was working for a takedown for a second, but instead he's going to do some clinch work. Probably throw some knees. Looks like he was trying to do another takedown right there. And he's pretty sneaky with those takedowns. He's quite a few that I didn't even see coming, so which could happen at any second. But he's got Daryl Horcher against the cage. Daryl's throwing some punches from the cage, from the clinch, from his back position, which is actually great. And some nice short elbow. Yep, and Holtzman's pushing Horcher against the cage again, but Horcher was just having some success fighting from that position, so he does. And he's controlling Orchard against the fence, but he's not really doing, well, he's throwing a knee or two, but they're not crazy effective, which is the problem. And Holtzman's been trying to take Orchard down for about a good minute right now and trying to trip him, and which is really great because that beautiful elbow from in the clinch. Holy shit, but it didn't even phase Orchard. These guys are taking some crazy shots and not phased at all. This whole fight card's been pretty good. I don't know if you guys have been watching it. And Holtzman got the trip again. Hold on before my cable turns itself off because it thinks I'm not watching, which I am. I am watching you, jerky. Sorry, my eye's bothering me, guys. Holtzman's in top control, but it looks like Orchard's trying to get up again because Holtzman keeps on. Yes, he's getting top control, but he's doing it at like against the cage, so which gives Orchard the opportunity to be able to get back up. But what is he frustrated? He's taking shots to the face and just taking it. I don't understand. It looks like he's frustrated the shit out of Daryl Orchard. And then, okay, Mike Beltran's seen enough and he's standing them up. Oh, thank you very much, John. I try. I know enough about, I know a lot about what I'm talking about. I was a kickboxer. I did a little Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, so I'm checking out comments. So I know what I'm talking about. I've been watching MMA for a really long time. I go to gyms all the time. I go to seminars all the time. Oh, Holtzman threw a flying knee and got caught at the same exact moment. That was a beautiful exchange. Beautiful. I go to seminars a lot. I'm friends with Dan Mergliata. I know what I'm talking about. I have a lot of really good friends in the industry. And so I do know what I'm talking about. And I watch and I learn. And I observe. And that's how you learn how to, see what transitions are happening literally right in front of your face. If you watch enough and you listen enough and you can see what they're doing and and you've taken a couple classes, it's not hard to figure out what's going on. Thank you. It's a pleasure to have you on. And I mean, he's got, Holtzman's got ground control. Looks like he's working for a Kimura. I know he's working with, he was grabbing the left arm, which he actually just released, so that was actually a smart move because he has him so in a corner spot right here that there's really not much that he could have done with that. I don't even think he could have pulled the Kimura off right there at all. And he's working for a full mount, doing a little ground and pound, but it's not really doing much. Again, just because of the position that Orchard's in, that it's not, his punches aren't crazy effective, so he's not really knocking him out or anything. And they're back up. And that's it. The fight's over. I'm going to call it. I think Scott Holtzman won that without a question. He had, the majority of the ground control the entire fight and was super active. Not that they weren't both active on their feet, and they were. But I definitely think Scott Holtzman did enough to win that whole fight. And I would say unanimous decision. Probably 30-27. I'm sure maybe one of the judges, called it 29-28 because, it wasn't a terribly, vicious beating by Holtzman, but, because he wasn't able to finish Orchard. Wasn't able to knock him out, so it's not like it was a crushing or anything like that. Oh, excuse me. I've been doing interviews all day. John, if you don't know who I am, my name is Carrie Steller. I own In the Girls Corner. And The Girls Corner is an MMA publication that is now going to, I do interviews and all sorts of stuff, but now it's going to be a MMA talk show with all female hosts, and it's going to be aired on Inked Magazine's platform. So I just figured since you're in here and you're commenting, I would love to interact and tell you a little bit about myself and what I do. So, yeah, this is my YouTube live. I do a lot of interviews. I just had an interview this afternoon with an 11-year-old jiu-jitsu practitioner who's actually sponsored by more people than half of my friends that are professional fighters. She's going to be a champion one day. Her name is Sophie the Dog Sharp. I interviewed her, and I interviewed Jonathan Ruiz, owner of Striking 101, who put together the last seminar that I was at with Dwayne Bang Ludwig, and we're actually co-producing a 3-day seminar in New York in March with Dwayne. Scott Holtzman, unanimous decision. I'm good. On the 3-day seminar is Dwayne Bang Ludwig. He's coming back, and who the fuck were we also talking? Who else is coming? Andy Sauer, and I can't announce the third person yet, but it is a former UFC champion. It's going to be a huge seminar, 3 days insanity, and in the girls' corner is going to be the exclusive press coverage for it, and I can invite my friends if I want, or any press people that I want to invite there, or they have to go through me and ask me because I'm the liaison. And I'm just updating my live article on MMA UK, so it's the only reason why I'm looking down. I'm not ignoring any comments or anybody. Just updating this so I could come back to talking with you lovely people. Scott Holtzman. Unanimous decision. And I just have to see the exact numbers, and then I am back in action with you lovely people. And part of my voice, my vocal cords are damaged, so my voice goes out when I'm tired. So excuse my voice being a little worse tonight. Oh, I was right. It was a pretty one-sided fight. 30-27, 30-27, 30-27, all in favor of Scott Holtzman, but unanimous decision. So yeah, I am pretty good at this. 27. What up, guys? All right, and I'm updated. Perfect. All right, so now we're waiting for the next fight and these commercials to be over. I hate commercials. It's kind of why I wish it was a pay-per-view tonight. It would have been much better. Let's see who's next. I think actually we got Moraes next with Aljamain Sterling. I was right. Next fight up is Marlon Moraes and Aljamain Sterling. Aljamain Sterling's from New York, trains out of Longo and Wyman, and that's why I would love to see Aljamain take this, though I don't know what's going to happen. I'm pretty excited. I'm not allowed to show the fights, Corey. I'm sorry. The problem with that is that if I do show the fights, it's copyrighted by UFC. I'm not there. If I was there with a press pass tonight, I would be able to not live stream, but I'd be able to show the fights a little bit more for you. Being that they're copyrighted, I will get my YouTube channel pulled, and I don't want to do that, especially being that I'm going to be aired on Inked Magazine's platform after December 18th. I don't want to do anything to fuck that up and have any bad standings with any social media, being at YouTube or Facebook Live or anything like that. So I can't show the fights, but I'll show you this as the little lead up to it. Like it sounds you were doing. Love to see you. Oh, thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Yeah, I will definitely be showing stuff from that. That's going to be live to YouTube. It's going to be live to Facebook. It's going to be on Inked Magazine's Facebook Live. I know we're in talks with having Spike TV televise some, if not all of the event. So it's going to be absolutely huge. We're going to have a lot of special guests in the house, special guest fighters, special guest We're going to have Mark Matthews from Ink Masters is going to be there. It's going to be huge. So we got a lot of advertisers coming down, and I can't really say a lot of them yet because some of them are so big that it's pretty incredible. But, you know, we're always looking for more advertisers because what a great way to advertise your company and your product than to have it at an MMA expo where it's like so tangible and in your face. It's a beautiful thing. And, you know, you could always advertise on In the Girls Corner and Ink Magazine. That's a pretty big platform. It gets out to over 30 million people altogether in their traffic over all their platforms, and over 11 million followers on Facebook. It's pretty incredible. So it's a really great way to advertise your business, to get it out there to a scale of people that's bigger than YouTube or bigger than you know, just walking, you know, into a store or looking at things on Facebook or the internet. Ink Magazine is huge. They have the magazine, they're on TV, they have their Facebook, they have so much. So we're just waiting for the next fight. Aljamain Sterling, Marlon Moraes, gonna go at it in the octagon. I'm pretty excited. And when that comes on, I'm gonna be breaking that motherfucker down for you guys. I wish I could show you guys the fight. Shit. I wish I was there. That would be like awesome right now. I'm in New York. Where are you at, John A? I'm in New York. Can't you tell? I don't think I sound like a Californian. I don't even know if they sound like anything. But I know I did a video earlier and somebody was like, holy shit, you sound like you're from Brooklyn. Which I don't think I sound like I'm from Brooklyn. Oh shit, what's up, Detroit? UFC was just there, what, a week and a half ago? Well, a week ago, right? Last week it was in Detroit? Were you there? Yeah. No, I'm from Long Island, no upstate. How was it? Did you have a good time? It was a really good card. I enjoyed watching it, I have to say. Hi. I don't know if my cat wants to come in and hang out with me. You could meet her. Come here. Psst, psst. She's really cool. She's a bit of a psychopath. Come here, crazy. No? Wow. One of my cats might come in and join the live feed. They do that to me all the time. They end up part of my crew. They're my peeps. Here we go. Aljamain Sterling, Marlon Moraes. Anybody excited about this? I am. Aljo's from New York, so this would be a really good fight. New Yorkers, we go hard. You know who's from Detroit? Kevin Lee. Do you know him? He's actually, I mean, I'm sure you know that he's a fighter, but do you know him? I know Detroit's a big place, but still. Aljamain. Aljamain Sterling. Pretty excited, guys. Fighting out of Long Island, Uniondale. Oh yeah, that is true. Very cool. Marlon Moraes. Pretty excited about this fight. It's going to be a crazy bantamweight matchup. Oh, he's from New Jersey. I didn't know that. So we got New York and New Jersey about to battle it out in the fucking octagon. This is great. I knew he was from around here. I just wasn't exactly sure where. Aljamain threw a leg kick. Oh. The Funk Master's throwing some kicks, and Marlon is attacking him with some punches. Oh. Aljamain went to throw a kick. Marlon caught it. He might have connected with an overhand right. Didn't look crazy. Considering Aljamain's still standing up and still coming forward. They're feeling each other out just a little bit. Aljamain's chopping him down with a couple leg kicks. Not shocked. Got some fancy legs over there, Aljamain. Marlon's throwing some nice inside jabs. Ooh, did that uppercut connect? It might have. Yeah, he looks like he might have Aljamain hurt, but Aljamain looks like he's working for a triangle. He had him by the arm. That was a nice scramble right there. Oh my God. Marlon Moraes just knocked Aljamain Sterling out cold. Holy shit. And I believe that was a right hand. That just connected so beautifully while Aljamain was just... Holy shit. Aljamain was just getting up and walking. Oh my God. Walking forward and just got clipped at the right moment. Marlon Moraes. Holy shit, that was beautiful. Wow, he knocked Aljamain out cold. That was a beautiful, beautiful knockout. I mean, legitimately, Aljamain, like, oh, it was a knee. That's exactly what happened. He walked right into it, but I thought that he punched him, but he didn't. That's why I couldn't see it. Aljamain was walking in and coming forward, and as he was coming forward and just lowered his head just a little bit, Marlon caught him with a knee, and it was like almost like he just lifted his knee up. It wasn't even like he was going to throw it. Crazy. That was incredible. That was really incredible. Wow. 20th win as a pro. Congratulations, Marlon Moraes. That was amazing. Yo, Aljamain was out cold, man. He was out cold. I'm updating my article, so I'm not paying attention. That was a beautiful fight, guys. I don't know if you guys just caught that, but Marlon Moraes just knocked Aljamain Sterling out cold with a knee. That just so happens that Aljamain happened to have been walking into. It was really, that was pretty incredible. He was just pushing forward and lowered his head just in the wrong way at the wrong time. Hey, kitty. That was beautiful. Beautifully done. Beautifully executed, Marlon. Wow. Holy hell, that was amazing. What are you doing? You playing with my sweatshirt? My cat's playing with my sweatshirt. She's just so cute. That was definitely a KO. Knee. I don't know what minute that was in round one, but that was just insane. Holy shit. Wow. Wow. That was a hell of a fight right there, guys. I saw somebody just tune in, but Aljamain Sterling just got knocked out cold, laying on the mat, on his back. That was beautiful. Not that I wanted to see that, but it was a beautiful knockout. Holy hell. And we got the official decision. Joe Rogan's hysterical. I love him. He's one of my favorites. That was beautiful. Marlon Moraes. He looks like he's about to cry. I'd cry too. That was a beautiful, beautiful victory for him. Round 1, 1 minute and 7 seconds. That was beautiful. Aw, he's a nice guy, Marlon Moraes. He's a humble motherfucker right there. Aw, he's wishing that Aljamain Sterling has a speedy recovery. He could have hurt him pretty bad. That was a beautiful knee. Wow. That was beautiful. I can't show you too much or I'll get popped off of YouTube, so I'm sorry, guys. But, I mean, man, Aljamain just went in to, like, oh, God, he walked right into that. They keep on saying close the distance, and I don't want to repeat what Paul Felder's saying, but he did. He just went in and, you know, was moving forward and lowered his head just a little bit, and it didn't even look like Marlon was trying to throw too much of anything, but just lifted his leg. Beautiful. Marlon Moraes. I've been pronouncing his name wrong, but whatever. That was a beautiful win. Co-main, and then the main event left. And that's all she wrote after those two guys, so we got 2 more fights left on this motherfucker, and that's it. Do you believe I'm sitting here and I'm talking with you guys, watching the fights, and I'm updating a live article at the same time? This is crazy. Crazy. Watch this shit.
She's without a doubt the scariest female mixed martial arts fighter on the planet Earth.
Chris Cyborg has been so dominant that she has not lost a fight since 2005.
She is.
They're talking about Chris Cyborg and Holly Holm. That's gonna be a great fight. I can't wait to watch that. Cyborg's gonna eat that bitch for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I'm saying. It's true. She's gonna fuck that bitch up. I try. I try. Yeah, you were right. You were right, man. That was beautifully done. Beautifully done. Beautiful fight. I was excited about that. It's very true. We're having a live stream and a live chat with you beautiful people.
Holly Holm's striking is much more refined. She has outstanding kicks, and some of her knockouts have been absolutely spectacular.
Yeah, Holly Holm very well could take out Chris Cyborg, but I just don't think it's going to happen. I'm telling you, that fight's going to be insane. I think Cyborg's going to eat her up, but it should be a great fight either way. Two phenomenal strikers, great stand-up fighters. It should be an amazing fight. I can't wait to watch it. That whole card, Habib Nurmagomedov, Edson Barboza, Jimmy Rivera, John Lineker, Cynthia Calvillo, Carla Esparza, Carlos Condit, and Neil Magny. That's a really great card. That's a stacked-ass card right there. December 30th. I'm pretty excited about that. Next, we got Jason Knight and Gabriel Benitez. Co-main. Should be a good fight. I think Gabriel Benitez is going to win it. It's true. It's been a lot. It's been a lot of UFC. They haven't been taking many breaks. I'm actually loving it. Loving every second of it. The more fights, the better. Hi, Sage. My other cat. I have 2. And no, I'm not the crazy cat lady. I just happen to have 2 cats. Come here, babe. Come here. Come join the live stream. Come say hi to everybody. Hold on. This is my kitty. Wait, guys, say hi to everybody. Hi, everybody. Hi, everyone. My name is Sage the cat. Hi, I'm watching MMA with my mama. She's a fan. She watches. She's not a fan of me right now, but she's purring, even though she's like, get me out of this stream. Go. And go. I'm a good mom. I let her go. You're so pretty. So that was my cat, Sage. She's pretty cool. Soldier's a bit of a badass. She's sketchy. She's sketchy as fuck. I don't know where she is. She could be sitting behind me ready to eat me right now. No, she's round in the corner. Sketch ball. She's a sketchy little bitch. She knows it. She tries to get all 5'6" with me all the time. Meanwhile, she's 2 inches from the ground. You trying to get 5'6" on me, bitch? Kick her ass. I actually, I was doing some paperwork one day, and one of my cats, I think it was Sage, came up, and she just kept on, like, fucking with my paperwork, and fucking with my paperwork, and fucking with my paperwork, and finally I was just like, and I hammed her up, and I grabbed it, I'm like, I can't believe I just went to put my cat in a guillotine. Bitch got out real quick. Didn't work. I tried, though. Oh, man. And we're just on a commercial, that's why I have nothing to say right now. Just throwing that out there. On a commercial break, waiting for the UFC to come back with Jason Knight and Gabriel Benitez. It should be a really good fight. Just waiting for this commercial break to end, and we'll get with that. I hate that they do so much commercials. It pisses me off. It's like, it's 12 o'clock already, people. Come on. This is going to go to 1 easily. Annoying. Not that it's annoying that it goes to 1. It's just annoying. It's just like another 20 minutes of commercials or whatever the fuck their bullshit that we have to go through. And we're back. Oh, we're not back. I was just kidding. Yeah, Ken Flo, Rashad Evans, and I forget that bitch's name. I can't remember her name. Megan Alivi, whatever her fucking name is. And they haven't even done the walkout yet, so we're still waiting for that. Fun times. And we're about to get this shit started. But first they're doing their little, talking about both of them. Here, I'll show you guys a little bit about that. Yeah, this should be a really good fight. Jason Knight, they're both really good fighters, actually. This should be a scrappy-ass fight, which I happen to like. I'm a big fan of scrappy fights. I like a lot of action. I like a lot of fast-paced stuff going on. You know, a lot of submissions, different striking. This should be a great fight. At least a lot of fun to watch. Which, with this commercial, I'm hoping that they're doing the walkout so we could just get right into the fight and not have to worry about any of that. At the very least, we'll have to watch the tail of the tape, which I'll show you guys. And then whatever else goes on from there. My cat's chilling on the floor. You chilling down there, both of you? Both my cats are chilling. They watch UFC with me. I have the coolest cats ever. And guys, you could give me a follow on Instagram at Carrie Stellar and in the Girls Corner, and on Facebook you can follow my page, Carrie Stellar, my actual personal page, see what I got going on, and my Facebook page in the Girls Corner. You can also give me a follow on Twitter, which I'm hardly on, ITGC blog, and at Stellar79. And I think that's pretty much. Oh, I'll give X Plus Media magazine a follow. That's who I write for. MMA UK, I write for them too. Great publication. And the Girls Corner is going to be on Inked, so I figured I'd just give you guys a little bit. My Instagram is at. I'm going to actually see if I can type this in here. Hold on. Nope. Hold on. Can I comment back to you? I can't. It's at KERRYSTELLAR. Carrie Stellar. That's my Instagram. Actually, I'm going to show it to you. Hold on. I can do this. It's really cool. So I have my everything over here. Okay. All right. hold on, let me see if I can get this so you can see it and not just see white. If I do that, nah. Nope, there's no way that I could do it. KERRYSTELLAR. Carrie Stellar. That's my Instagram. My other Instagram is in the girls' corner, just like the YouTube. Did you just followed me? I'm gonna follow you back. What up, Jay? I'm following you. John, what up? Awesome. See, I follow back. I'm cool like that. I'm not a dick of a YouTuber where I don't follow people back. No, I'm pretty cool. You interact with me, I'm gonna interact right back with you. Cause it's good times. Got a couple people, probably from here, that might have followed me from this, which maybe that's pretty cool. I try. I have a pretty good, pretty funny Instagram. I have some funny, if you look through all my shit, I have some funny shit on there. Oh, you meant about the people not following back. Yeah, they're assholes like that. I don't like to, the tail of the tape. I don't like to be that person. I want to interact with my fans and my friends. Possibly, I don't know. But thank you very much for saying I'm doing good. I'm trying to do a good job. I had a bunch of people on here before, but it just went, and the fight's about to start, so hold on. And before I get the boot, I'm going to turn it back to myself because we don't want that. That would suck. This is going to be a good one. I'm really excited. Jason Knight. Oh, this is going to be a banger of a fight. Alright. I'm excited. This fight should be fun. Alright. Jason Knight comes out swinging. I love it. Gabriel throws a nice inside leg kick. Low one. They exchanged a couple punches right there. That was nice. Nice, lots of action. Gabriel threw another kick. A little up high, not too high. It wasn't a head kick, it was mid-body. Ooh, if that would have connected from Jason, that would have been awful. Would have hurt. They're exchanging some really big shots right now with each other. Both these guys got some heavy hands, and they're quick. And they're mixing it up with some kicks, which I really, really like. They're both mixing it up, which is, it's going to tell me someone's going to get knocked out pretty quick. I think it's going to be a quick knockout, however it goes. What happened?
Did he do something to the finger illegally?
They had to stop the fight for a second. Jason Knight might have done something to Benitez's hand, and it could have been an illegal move because he keeps on moving. I don't know if he dislocated his finger or what happened. Yeah, he might have pulled an illegal move, and it's when you grab somebody's finger and you manipulate their joints, and you could break a finger or break a knuckle, but it's very illegal to do that. And it's very hard to see, too, especially when you got two guys pressed up against the fence. Yo, they took a point from Jason Knight, because they said that he was manipulating finger joints. And again, it's so hard to see when you got two guys pressed up against the cage. Yeah, you could see he was grabbing his hand from behind his back. That's bad. He got 1 point deducted already. So if that goes down to decision, that's not good. Oop, Benitez threw a high kick to Knight's head. Yeah, it wasn't very nice. I agree. Yeah, Jason Knight is really throwing some haymakers, which, I mean, he's going to get clipped, in personal opinion, or gas his arms out real quick. He's trying to end the fight faster than he's in there. You could see it. Take your time, Jason Knight. Be patient. It's a little bit. Shit. He's got Benitez pressed up against the cage. Looks like he's looking for a leg trip. Softening Benitez up with some light kicks to the thigh, a little couple knees, and he got the trip. And actually, it's funny because Benitez ended up on top anyway, and he looks like he's about to start raining down some ground and pound. But Knight has a pretty high guard. He's got his leg all the way up to Benitez's neck, which, you know, he could be working on. I mean, if he could get his other leg up over, yeah, he's working on a triangle. Doesn't mean he's going to get it, but he's very, very flexible. And now he's got, oh, wait, nope, he's out. He's doing it faster than I could say it. They're back into the center of the octagon. Benitez is throwing some low leg kicks, inside leg kicks. Those hurt. Chop down someone's legs enough where they can't use it. Their lead leg's taken out a little bit. You hurt them. Get your opponent that way. They're feeling each other out again. And actually, Benitez just threw quite a few short jabs. Maybe 3 or 4 right in a row. Didn't look like they did, you know, a lot, but, you know, a couple short jabs to the face could be effective. It could sting. Yeah, he is. He's telegraphing a lot of his stuff right now, Knight, and it's because he's trying to, he's going for the knockout and trying to end it fast, and that's all well and good, but he's showing his cards he's showing his cards. He's telegraphing almost everything, especially when it's coming to his punching right now. Benitez threw a high kick. And Jason is just chasing him down with punches, but not connecting with anything. Benitez is getting, definitely getting the better of the exchanges in punches, and, you know, mixing it up with some kicks, which is really good. A couple low kicks, inside leg kicks. Oh, God, threw a couple good punches against the cage. Now they're back to the center. Yeah, Benitez is definitely a smart fighter. He's got great angles. He's not taking a lot of damage. You know, Knight's throwing, just threw a nice high kick, but Benitez was able to evade it and not get hit. And he's actually doing that with a lot of nice shots. I'm sorry I'm not looking at your comments. I'm just trying to commentate on what's going on in case you guys aren't watching it. We're ending the round. I feel like if you need it, you need it, you know. I feel like people's ankle support goes through time, and, you know, like I said, if you need to get, if you need to have any kind of ankle support and stuff, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just ankle support. Tape, I don't know if tape's better. I don't really know much about the tape. You know, I just kind of seen a lot of ankle braces in MMA, and it's, you know, I think a lot of it has to do with, you know, doing takedowns and stuff. And I think it's a lot of heaviness on your feet, even throwing kicks, all that shit. It's just heavy. It's heavy on your legs. So if you have to do something to support your ankles, I don't think there's anything wrong with wearing ankle braces. I don't know if tape is better. I think it might be a personal preference. Uncomfortability too, because you do want to be, you know, you're fighting in there for 3 to 5 minutes. You want to make sure you're as comfortable as possible while you're in there doing it. So I definitely feel like that's a preference from fighter to fighter. Ew, Jason Knight had Benitez's fingers in his mouth. It wasn't even a joint manipulation. He was biting his fucking fingers. It's disgusting. I'm glad they took the point. That was horrible. They had a nice little exchange in the beginning. Both are exchanging some kicks, actually. Benitez keeps on throwing, you know, some light kicks to the body, trying to soften up, tire out Knight. It looks like Knight's a little tired comparatively. Benitez looks like it's round 1 for him. He's got a lot of energy in there, which is really good. And I think it actually might have something to say with Jason Knight throwing a lot of those, throwing a lot of those powerful punches in the first round, trying to end it so fast. I think he could have gassed out his arms a little bit. And, you know, it also says true, too, because Benitez is able to avoid a lot of Knight's punches. So, you know, he's doing a little bit of chasing Benitez around, which is great, and that's what's tiring him out, too. So, Benitez is fighting a really smart fight right now. And, you know, Jason Knight's telegraphing the shit out of all of his punches and his kicks, although he just got a takedown. But he's got Benitez has his back against the cage, and he's right back up. So, you know, he had a takedown, but he wasn't able to hold it, and so now he's got him in the clinch. He's got Benitez up against the cage in the clinch, but Benitez is getting the better of everything right now, so I don't see that that's going to fare him too well. And again, Knight's got another takedown, which fared him well for a second, and Benitez turned and scrambled right into top position. So, you know, that wasn't the best trip in the world for Knight right there. And it looks, see, Jason's got some scary guard. His guard's pretty insane. He's got very he's got a high guard where he's able to put his legs up almost to his face, which is pretty incredible for a guy. That's some agility right there. And the problem with that is the dangers of putting another fighter and your opponent into a triangle, an armbar, triangle armbar. Getting both at the same time, that's readily available when you're that flexible and able to get your knees up that high and guard. Pretty cool, especially when when you have somebody mounting you. But they're back up to their feet now, and Benitez is just in fantastic shape. He's just looks like it's round 1. He doesn't even look like he's winded or phased at all. Jason Knight's face is slowly becoming a mess. He's, you know, breathing a little heavier, and it could be because his nose is broken, it looks like. Or again, because he took a lot of shots. Again, I didn't see your comment. I'm sorry. I'm going to check those comments as soon as the round's over. They're having some good exchanges right there. I don't know if Benitez just took an eye poke, it looked like. Was that an eye poke? I mean, he's got his eyes pretty red, so if that was a poke, that was pretty bad poke, I'd have to say. But, you know, as a fighter also, you run the risk with the doctors coming in, you know, stopping the fight over a fucking eye poke or something stupid because you sat there and played a card. You know, it could work and it couldn't work. You know, sometimes that shit doesn't work out to a fighter's favor. You see it happen a lot. See, they're actually saying the same thing I am. You have to be really, really careful when you're playing that card, whether it was an eye poke or not. First off, if they look up, that was definitely an eye poke. Definitely an eye poke. That instant replay showed it as clear as day. Knight has hands open and extended to block. To I don't know if he was trying to push Benitez away, but he definitely had his hands open and extended, and without a question, it was a full finger in the eye. But if I was Benitez, I wouldn't be taking too long because I wouldn't want the fight called on a fucking eye poke. Don't be stupid, bro. If you sit there and play that card, although his eye is really red from that eye poke. And actually, we've seen, what was it, Matt Mitrione's eye almost, his eye almost blew out from an eye poke. So I know the dangers, and I'm sure that's what the refs and doctors are thinking, is there is some serious dangers with getting a severe eye poke. But, you know, Benitez is back in there. So we're back in round 2, 1 minute 35 seconds. So he just nice right hand tonight. Yeah, Knight's throwing such hard stuff that he is literally showing everything. He's telegraphing everything because he's putting such power into it because he really just wants to knock Benitez out, which, I mean, there's something to be said for that. But at the same time, he's just working too hard for it right now, and he's getting tired. And Benitez doesn't look tired at all. Apart from the eye poke and his red eye, he looks great. And it's funny because every time Benitez throws, Knight throws a punch, a kick, Benitez catches it. Although he just tagged Benitez a couple times up against the cage. And well, there goes Benitez throwing him right back. Right back. This is a beautiful fight. Wow. Jason Knight can't even hit him. He's literally just brushing it off like it's nothing. Benitez is great. Up inside leg kick by Gabriel Benitez, trying to, you know, get some points at the end of the round, which is about to end. Understandably so. Threw a couple punches at the end of the round. Trying to get some points. Trying to turn this decision, if it goes down to decision, because we're going to the 3rd round. And although I have to say, I think Gabriel could win this real quick because Jason Knight looks tired. He looks as tired as I am. Yeah, they do have really good cardio, but I have to say, out of the both of them, Jason Knight looks really winded right now. Going into the 3rd, he doesn't look as good as he did in the 1st, and I have to say that Benitez looks the same as he did in the 1st, apart from his red eye. He looks really great. That whole 2nd round, he looked phenomenal, so we'll see what happens. We're about to start the 3rd round. Ugh. Excuse me, guys. Again, I did 100,000 interviews today. I'm so tired. Is he still bitching about his eye? Stop bitching about your eye, bro. Come on. Yeah, Jason Knight doesn't look like the same person in the 1st round. His posture is weird. He just looked a little, like, downtrodden, so to speak. His face just looked so sad for a second there. Like, it doesn't matter if you're losing. Go in there and make the 3rd one count. Come on, guy. But he looks really tired, Jason Knight, comparatively. Just comparatively. His punches are slowed down. Even though he's throwing power into them, they're a little slower. His kick was a little bit slower right there. Benitez threw a nice kick to the body. And yeah, Benitez wants him right in the middle of the octagon. He doesn't want to go against the clinch. Now they're trading a couple shots. Nice uppercut from Knight, although it wasn't very effective. It was still a punch of punch. Ooh, wow. Benitez threw a nice high kick, but slipped at the same time. It was blocked, but again, they still sting no matter what. And Knight went to throw something. At the same time, they both connected with a punch, and they're literally just trading punches right now. Yeah, this is a good 3rd round for both of them so far. And we got 3 minutes and, you know, just about 3 minutes and 30 seconds left. they're both like trading some good shots. It's not even like, oh, just, you know, Benitez is now just throwing great shots. They both are. Jason Knight's, you know, looking for a knockout. You can see he's chasing him down. Yeah, he's a little slower, but he's looking for that knockout. They're both getting some good shots in there. But Jason Knight definitely looks considerably tired out comparatively to Gabriel Benitez. It's very fancy on his feet right now. What was that? Jason Knight just threw like a haymaker of an overhand, right? It was like a Hail Mary for some reason. I don't understand. He doesn't need to be fancy. He just needs to be effective. Fanciness doesn't count at this point. Be effective. Benitez is just throwing a lot more effective punching. His striking is way more effective in this third round than Knight's. Knight's is exhausted. He's, you know, throwing stuff, but he's completely telegraphing it. So, wow. He went to throw Benitez to the ground, and Benitez just literally walked away from it. So, this is a crazy fight. He is, because Jason Knight's trying stuff that's a little bit too fancy. And again, I keep on saying it. You could do fancy stuff. It was a nice head kick from Benitez. You could do fancy stuff and it looks good, but if you're not executing it correctly, it just looks foolish. Really foolish, because it's like, I don't know what he's trying. I don't know what. It's not even, his stuff isn't even effective right now. Benitez is really tearing shit up right now. He's having a fantastic evening. And low leg kick, inside leg kick from Benitez. Those hurt your shins like a son of a bitch. Ooh. And Benitez is back on top, but Benitez said, come on back to the center of the octagon. Wow, he is a badass motherfucker. He does not even want to bother fighting on the ground right now, and he can. He just wants to trade and fucking bang with this dude, which he has a lot of success right now on his feet, so I don't blame him. He's literally hasn't, if you look at their faces, Benitez looks great. He just has the red eye from the eye poke. He doesn't look tired, even though he's taken a couple shots. He looks great. He's literally taken little to no damage to his face. Little to no damage in the whole entire fight. Jason Knight's face is a mess. He's eaten 2 head kicks. And he's taking some shots right now. I still can't believe he's still in it. I'm shocked that he hasn't gotten, like, knocked out. He's got a really, he's a tough kid in there, man. Yo, Benitez with a flying knee. That would have been up, and now he's in full mount. Raining elbows down on Jason Knight, but Jason Knight with that silly guard, with that crazy flexible guard, was able to get high and turn it around where he's got some side control and was looking for an ankle lock, but the round's about to end anyway. Yep, and actually it's really funny. Benitez just taunted him at the entire last couple seconds of the round, like, you got my foot, but you're not doing anything, and just taunted the shit out of him. And you could tell Benitez knew he won, and Jason Knight knew he lost that fight. Not terribly, but it wasn't his best fight. So there's no way they gave that to Jason Knight. I would be just enamored if they did. That was a really good fight for Benitez right there. And I'm calling it unanimous decision. I'd say 30-27, 30-27, maybe 29-28, maybe for the second round. Maybe. Let's see what they got to say about the decision. I'm wondering if my scores are on point with what the judges are. And again, I could say what I think that the scores were. And I mean, I know my scoring is pretty on point when it comes down to MMA. But what the judges are thinking are something completely different. And again, with the rules being different in every state, almost every state, and they're finally just unifying them. You know, it's hard sometimes. You get a judge that, like, might have scored in a different state and, you know, might not, you know, seeing it that way for this fight. It's just crazy. They need to unify the rules all over. Just across the board, that's it. They need to be the same. Make it a lot easier for the refs and a lot easier for the judges. And I'm updating my scores, so I'm not paying attention. Again, I'm updating my scores on MMA UK for In the Girls Corner. Just trying that out there. To my viewers, my 4 of you. My loyal 4 viewers right now. You guys can watch the decision if you want.
Let's make things official with Joe Martinez. Yeah, Joe is still tallying up the scores and making his way to the octagon. And there he is, Joe Martinez with the official decision.
So I don't get kicked off. 30, 26, 30, 26, 29, 27. Unanimous decision. I was right. Judges called that right. I wasn't exactly right on the scores. My numbers were just slightly off. 1 point off in either direction. Which is still not pretty bad, not bad considering I'm not a professional judge. That was a great fight. I don't even know what he just said, but that was a great fight. Great fight. Now we're waiting for our main event, people. Waiting for our main event of the evening. Which could take another 5 minutes. Actually, it shouldn't. They should get this going pretty fast. Considering it's 12:35. Oh. What did anybody say anything? Yep, Cub Swanson and Brian Ortega's next. Oh, Anthony Kiedis. Red Hot Chili Peppers. Oh, California Kid. Uriah Faber's watching tonight. Love him. One of my favorites of all times. Not shocked considering this is in Fresno. Hashtag not shocked this is in Fresno. I had a lot more earlier. It's just, you know, this card isn't like a pay-per-view, so there's not going to be a ton of viewers. But yeah, shortly after December 18th when I'm on Inked Magazine, this is going to be huge. I'm not going to be able to even comment back live. I'm going to have to go in the comments and comment to you guys after the fact. Look out for it after December 18th. Probably very right. You are probably very right, John. It's going to be pretty insane, considering if you look at my Instagram following comparatively to this, it's pretty crazy. But it's hard to build up YouTube, and YouTube wasn't available live on your phone app until just recently. So they just changed their whole format, which is great. So now I can go live. And apparently from what I've had people tell me, live is where you get a lot of subscribers and viewers from. So, you know, today was small, but we're building. We're going to build this bitch together, guys. Brian Ortega has 3 consecutive third-round finishes, so he's on a bit of a tear, and he's coming to win tonight. But I think Cub Swanson just had a baby, so that's motivation right there. You know, want to win for your family, get that fight bonus. Could be wrong. I'm excited about this, guys. Cub Swanson's badass. So is Brian Ortega.
You gotta go through a guy like Cub. Brian Ortega is just another up-and-comer that thinks he's gonna take my spot. It's not gonna happen.
Oh, I'm so excited about this. Cub Swanson deserves it. I'm such a fan of his. He's been in it for so long. He's a veteran. He deserves to win this. He deserves a title shot.
Brian Ortega's got good stand-up, got good jiu-jitsu.
I think so. I think Cub was training with Ludwig. Well, we'll see if we see him in his corner. That'd be pretty funny. Just talking about that. Dwayne is such a good guy. He's such a great coach. He really, really, really is. I was so inspired from his seminar the other week, and he was so nice, and he was so personable and talked to everybody. It was just awesome. Yeah, this fight's gonna be crazy. I have a feeling this is gonna just be a lot of action in this one right now. Cub Swanson's got some great tattoos. His whole leg is tattooed. It's pretty incredible. He's got a leg sleeve. Like a full leg sleeve, back to front and everything. That's pretty beautiful, actually. To see what he started with in the beginning of his career. Oh, I'm so excited about this. We're about to start, guys. Two California boys going at it. You can watch the walkout really fast. A little bit before I get kicked off for that. Brian Ortega's walking out. Walking out to, sounds like some DMX. I could be wrong. I don't know if you guys can even hear the music in the background. It's probably better off that you don't, so I don't get booted off for copyright infringement. I should have written in the things I don't have the copyright to this music. I'm saying it right now, I don't. So this is in my music. It's UFC. This is really exciting. This fight's going to be great. Brian Ortega's undefeated as a pro, so it should be great. Rip Overeem. Tarek. Yeah, that was pretty insane. Overeem's head almost got taken off in that fight. He was out for, what, 45 seconds, I think they said. 45 seconds flat. He was out on the ground. That was pretty, that was a pretty intense knockout. Francis Ngannou's a bad motherfucker. I pronounced his name perfectly correctly that time, too. Francis Ngannou. I'm pretty impressed with myself right there. Yeah, he's a bad dude, and you know, Overeem, I don't even know if he's like had anything to say after that. Has he even been on social media? Oh, that was crazy. Yeah, did Sterling ever get up? Yeah, Sterling got up. He eventually got up. He'll be fine. That was a beautiful, beautiful KO by Moraes. That was awesome. Not what I was expecting, but it was still a great fight. Yeah, right? I don't see Holly Holm beating her. I think Chris Cyborg's going to eat it for lunch, but you never know. Anything can happen in the fight game. Literally anything can happen, so it doesn't really matter what I think. It's just a matter of what can and might actually happen. This should be really good, guys. I'm allowed to flick it back and forth here and there. Brian Ortega's entered the octagon. Now we're waiting for Mr. Cub Swanson. Yeah, Gabby Garcia fights Chris Cyborg. They train together. They're sparring partners. They're like BFFs. They're actually really cute together. It would be a really great, actually, exhibition fight to see them fight each other, although I don't think it will ever happen. And it would be pretty cool to see them fight, you know, have a jiu-jitsu match. But again, I don't know if that would ever happen. They're in two completely different weight classes. I don't even know if they make a weight class for Gabby Garcia. That would be like super duper duper heavyweight, double XL. She's a big bitch. Gabby Garcia is like 6'10". No, she's like 6 foot something, but she's big. And Cub Swanson, alpha chick, right? Cub Swanson's doing the walkout. Getting ready for this fight to begin. I'm pretty excited. Actually, I'm really excited about this fight. They both have a really great shot at, you know, having a title shot after this. I'm pretty sure this is a title contender fight, but again, you know what? UFC says that shit all the time, and they go back on their word. So, what I've heard might be a title contention fight doesn't mean that it necessarily is, but in my eyes, it is. So, in my eyes, the winner of this should be a top contender for the title fight, or at least in there. Well, that's, yeah, Ortega, I said, actually I was saying it earlier, if Ortega wins, it's going to be on the ground, it's going to be by submission, and if Swanson wins, he's going to do it on his feet. Swanson, they're both very crafty. They're very, very crafty, so it's going to be a fun fight to watch. I'm just interested to see if they're going to trade and bang and stand up for a while, and if Ortega's going to get him on the ground. You know, is Ortega going to go? And I don't know. I'm excited to see what happens, though. Yeah, I was right. He just had a baby, so McGregor and Manny, ugh. I don't care for that fight at all, actually. It's really annoying. I know you've heard me talking about ratings for a little bit here, and I'm an old school UFC fan. I'm a martial arts fan. I believe in rankings, and I don't think that, I don't think it's right. Conor McGregor is going to be doing a boxing match again when he's got an entire division on hold. If he wants to go and box again, when he said that he was going to come and fight, he said he wanted to fight Khabib Nurmagomedov in Russia in December. You know, that's like, you know, beyond, like, you're going back on your word. You know, how could you call yourself a martial artist? That's not the martial way. You do what you say what you do. You keep your word. You're a man of your word, a woman of your word. And I just think if he wants to go and conquer the boxing world, he should defend his title. If not, he should vacate it immediately, or the UFC should strip him. It's fucking pathetic. I hate it. I hate it so much. I really do. I respect his wanting to conquer another world. I respect that. I have respect for him. He's a talented fighter, but he's got a shit attitude for a martial artist. We're about to go. Fight's about to start. It's just shitty. It's just shitty, you know. You can't call yourself the best at anything until you successfully defended your title. Fucking Ronda Rousey was a better champion than he is. She fought fucking 3 times in 9 months at every clip. I happen to agree with you. I think he's clearly becoming the next John Jones with his shit attitude. It's really sad. Considering he's a talented fighter, it's sad. And we're about to start the fight, guys. Make some noise, people. You guys are fucking funny. I love it. He just likes the smell. He's not an addict. He just likes the smell of it. I'll go with that, too. Oh, this fight is going to be good. Like, I think I really want to see Cub win because he's got a new family and everything. He has a little baby at home. So I think my heart wants to see him win. Oh, this fight's going to be awesome. The crowd is amped over there in Fresno right now. Exactly. Heart for Cub, hunch for Ortega is right. That's absolutely right. But you know what? Cub Swanson's been in it for a long time. 25-7. That's a huge record. He's been fighting. He's been fighting for a long fucking time. So, you know, experience may hold out to be key in this as well. As oh my God, and his baby is there with his wife. Ooh, I don't know if I would want to be there watching that right now. His little baby's at the fight. What? Oh, that is so motivating for him. It must be. You could see he's got such intensity in his eyes tonight, Cub Swanson. So maybe that'll fare well from him that his baby's in the house. I don't know. That was really cute. That was great. All right, here we go. And so far, Ortega's having no problems with standing on his feet with Swanson. They're feeling each other out, circling each other a little bit, which is actually good. That shows their respect level of each other, and that shows that they both know that each other has some pretty good skills, that they're, you know, completely feeling each other out right now for the first 25 seconds of this fight. Cub Swanson just threw a kick, which an outside leg kick, and Brian Ortega answered it with one as well, and Cub Swanson just threw another one. Brian just feinted a kick. No, they just traded a couple more outside and inside leg kicks. Nothing crazy, just chopping each other up a little bit. Actually, Cub Swanson just threw, looked like a left and a right elbow to follow. That was pretty cool. 5-round fight, if that's what you meant. Yeah, it is. Yeah, I'm kind of shocked that Ortega is more than willing to stand and bang with Swanson. A lot of people thought that he was going to take this to the ground and beat Swanson there. But, I mean, again, it's only in the first round, you know. Oh, they're trading. Ortega don't have some bad hands either. We got a fight going on, guys. Yeah, I think that they're going to feel each other out a lot. I mean, you know what? These guys know that they're both dangerous, so if they didn't feel each other out for a couple rounds, I'd be shocked. Ortega just threw a left jab. Didn't face Swanson. Just throwing a couple jabs in there. Cub Swanson just threw a kick up high. Ortega just landed a couple punches, but they didn't phase Swanson, which is good. And a kick to follow it up, but Swanson just answered it with a couple of a nice combination of his own. Nice kick to the body. Swanson's throwing a couple punches. Oh, nice combination from Swanson. But again, neither of them are phased by these combinations, so they're not, you know, it's like, I feel like they're more feeling each other out with them than anything. Like, you know, feeling each other's distance, what they can do. Ortega's pretty light on his feet, but it's throwing a couple, you know, deep kicks, trying to create some distance. Cub's throwing some more leg kicks. Cub Swanson just threw a short left jab with an overhand right. And they're both coming at each other. That's what I'm getting into. They're in the center of the ring completely. Neither of them are backing each other up. They're willing to trade with each other right now. So it's actually pretty, right for a second there, Ortega backed up Swanson, but they're back to the center of the octagon. So they're both willing to trade with each other. Which is really crazy that Ortega's, you know, more than willing to stand on his feet right now with Swanson, which I don't think anybody really expected that to happen. They're pretty much dead at the center of the octagon, feeling each other out. Smart, because they're both very dangerous. So, you know, they both, you could tell, have a lot of respect for each other's fight game and stand-up game. No, Cub's actually throwing punches and kicks. He's throwing a lot of combinations. Right now, they're tied up in the center of the octagon. Ortega just threw a knee. Threw a couple knees. But they're tied up right in the center of the octagon. And he just took Cub Swanson down and has him in a... 15 seconds left. He has Cub in a arm triangle. That's a beautiful... Oh, that is an absolute... Oh, and Cub survived that submission. That was a beautiful, beautiful exchange on the ground. And that really just shows Ortega's... holy shit, his athleticism, his ability. That just showed a lot about his ground game. That was a beautiful submission attempt. And it was crazy the way that he took him down and threw him over his shoulder, and had he had him in the choke like this. But it was really wild. That was beautiful. And if I was Cub Swanson, I'd want to keep that fight on my feet as long as I could. I wouldn't want to go down to the ground with Ortega. That was a really nice. That could have ended really bad for Swanson. That was awesome. Got me all excited. Oh, here, I'll show you. There we go. You could see Cub is panicking. He didn't know what to do. Yeah, that was like, thank God the bell rang, or he would have gotten submitted real quick. And you could see he panicked mildly, because I don't even think he knew what to do with that chokehold. That was a beautiful submission attempt. Beautiful from Ortega. Yeah, I wouldn't want to end up in the ground tied up with Ortega again. I want to keep this on my feet as long as I could if I was Cub. Like Zach Morris, you're a trip. Yeah, I wouldn't want to end up in the ground with Brian Ortega if I was Cub Swanson. I, again, want to keep this on my feet as long as possible, but be smart about it. Cut his angles like he is. Yeah, Ortega looks great right now. Not that Cub doesn't look good, but Cub's, you know, throwing and missing. He threw a nice high kick and missed. It might be. You're absolutely right. Max and Ortega might be there for a minute. Ortega looks great right now. He even looks bigger than Swanson a little bit. Actually, a lot bit. Swanson just threw a leg kick that definitely you could see that Ortega felt that one. It was small, nothing big, but he felt it. They're dead in the center of the octagon. They're both trading some punches. Cub's got a nice right hook in there. They're both trading punches. Ortega just threw a punch. He's thrown a couple, making some distance with the teep kicks before. But they're both trading punches. It's not like, you know, and actually Swanson's mixing it up with some front leg kicks too, which is really smart, and smart to throw some oblique kicks. I actually don't know if I would make them totally legal in MMA. I don't want to, if I start answering the comments, I'm going to miss what's going on, because this is a really high action fight. They're exchanging so much with their punches. It's really incredible. Cub Swanson just threw a nice elbow. And Ortega just caught one of his kicks, and, you know, Swanson's throwing some body shots. Looked like he might have, nope, he didn't connect the uppercut, but he threw it. They're exchanging some really nice punches in the center of the octagon right now. Cub's throwing some great elbows and cutting some really cool angles, but Ortega's not fazed by it. Now he's got Cub against the cage. This is a great fight. Yeah. He's got Cub against the cage. And if I was him, I would go for the takedown too, because that's where he had his success before. And Cub is really great on his feet. Yep, he's going for the single leg. Ortega's going for the single leg. And if I was Cub, I'd be working in some elbows right there. I would have worked that spinning back elbow. Oh shit, Brian Ortega just went for a fucking standing guillotine. Holy shit. Pulled guard and is going for the guillotine. He just submitted Swanson standing in a guillotine. He pulled guard and just that was incredible. He pulls guard and finished it standing. They didn't even get to the floor. That was fucking amazing. That was fucking amazing. He didn't even get it to the ground. He went to pull guard and just fucking finished it standing. That was so great. Oh, I'm going to see if they'll show the instant replay. That was just insane. That was insane. Yo, he is a submission artist. That was amazing fucking submission from Ortega. I cannot believe that. I mean, I can believe it, but like, that was really high level, is right. That was beautiful and fun to watch. That was really fun to watch. Wow. Oh, here.
He goes for this guillotine, and he does something even more brilliant. He gets it here, and he jumps guard.
Yeah.
But he actually, while he's hanging...
He jumped guard, and he didn't even have to, they didn't even have to get it to the ground. Look at this.
Do you see that? That's where this kid is so technical. In that moment, he pushes up the fence, gets into his position, and you see...
That's amazing.
He actually readjusts it to make it even...
That is a very talented young man right there. Very talented. He knew exactly what he wanted to do. He adjusted his body. And that was just lights out for Cub Swanson. What a great fight.
And scores another victory at VIDOE to a perfect 13-0.
He adjusted his hands and did not lose his grip.
That was great, guys. Oh, wow. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be cutting this off in a second because I am exhausted. Stipe does have a chance, especially if he could bring it into the 4th and 5th round. He definitely has a chance. Hopefully he can tire out Francis Ngannou and tire out his cardio so he can push on, because, you know, in the 1st, 2nd, 3rd round, France is going to be a problem for him. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me tonight. Enjoy your evening. I will see you guys next week if there's a fight card next week. And if not, I'll see you on the 30th for Holly Holm and Chris Cyborg. And guys, have a great Saturday. Thanks for joining. See you guys on Inked Magazine soon. How do I finish this? What do I do? Okay. How do I finish this?
So with the award-winning guy,